Caleb.
Yep.
Hey. Your mic is kind of freaking out.
Oh, minus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like really loud.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Here. Is that better?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like at absolute max volume. I could hear every single like rotation of the fan in your computer.
Sorry.
That's right.
But, it was actually only halfway, so.
Wow. That was very loud. Huh. All right. So since we've created all of the other characters for this, there's a lot of story stuff that's already kind of been made up. So just to preface this, are you okay with the cargo that you're kind of shipping being merely a cover for you basically getting a princess that is like she's in danger of being assassinated, like to a safe location. Like that's your actual mission, but you're like the whole thing is a venture. It's just a cover for that. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Going into uncharted territories, then.
We weren't. The whole voyage I'd already planned. We're just gonna go to Lucerta, just to the city in Serragon, where the rest of the characters are.
The original one was to go and explore new.
Well, no, that was posited, but I never. Because this is the thing. Like, we only have a few sessions, and an open-ended like going to explore something is gonna be way too. It's gonna end up being way longer. So I'd already posited that it's just gonna be the voyage is the whole from one place to another.
Every now and then, or so.
What'd you say?
I thought we were just gonna leave it open-ended and then just do this one in between the other one when we.
I mean, we could continue this, but with the story we already have, it's just going to be one location to another location. That was the thing that we'd established. I was pretty sure that I had told you that, but I guess things kind of evolved as we made characters and stuff too. So.
Star Trek.
Right, and yeah, like it just ended up evolving more and more into something different than that. So Jared is the person who's financing the expedition. He's the guy who gave you all the money. You hired several different, you hired the crew. You hired some mercenaries to protect the ship. So on and so forth. Josh is the ship's cook. Connor is an assistant of. He's playing an assistant of Jared's character. And I just made Adam's character, and his character is he's actually a prince who like ran away from home basically to go on the ocean. Like at first the idea was that he was just gonna go off for adventure kind of a thing, but then when we were making his relationships and stuff like that with his resources and stuff, it became more of a specific mission, and the mission is to protect this princess that's being escorted. And again, like you can not be okay with that. We can kind of rework things, but your character can absolutely, and if that is a thing that is happening, your character can absolutely only be doing that as a minor thing, rather than like the whole gist of his experience. Like maybe he is like just a merchant who wants to make a buck, and then he's making big money by escorting this princess. Because like that was my initial or the idea that we had kind of come up with, me and Adam, was that like, yeah, you were like being paid very, very generously to take this person to a safe location.
Mm-hmm.
And that technically doesn't have to be Lucerta. We could just have them go anywhere. You could technically take her to a remote island, or something like that. We haven't ironed out details yet. So what are you thinking?
Okay. I don't know exactly. Whatever the mission is, I guess. I was originally thinking for life paths actually
Mm-hmm.
after whatever born, doesn't matter, and then smuggler and then shopkeeper. Like I spent a while
Right.
smuggling in the trade there, and then settled down in the city after that.
Sure. Yeah. What were you going to be born as?
What was that? You cut out.
What were you going to be born as? I don't think.
I was thinking. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I guess originally I had son of a gun, and then
Which, yeah, works fine with your life paths. And then to the city after that to be a shopkeeper.
yeah, like I
Okay.
just stayed in one of the ports and opened a shop.
Sure.
After
Yeah.
being a smuggler for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that all works. And so okay, so just to give you context for how you're going to be making your character and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Adam's character is a nobleman who's pretending to be a sailor right now. He's there. He's basically like, I have to protect the love of my. It's is also his romantic interest basically. I have to protect this princess. She's the love of my life. I'm gonna pretend to be a nobleman. He's very much not good at pretending to be a sailor.
Okay.
So he has like a bunch of money with him. He has a really nice ornate sword. And he hides those, but like I think very early on in the voyage it's going to be very apparent that he is not a regular person. Jared's character, is more or less, his thing is, hey, I'm here to make sure that this thing goes through. I've given you all this money to make sure that it happens. And again, like when we made up the first three characters, I had no idea what the cargo was going to be. I had no idea what any of that was going to look like, because we hadn't made your character yet, and so we were just kind of vague about the whole thing. But if you're fine with the fact that you have a certain amount of cargo of whatever variety that you're going to bring to a location, but that's just to cover for, or it's just in addition to, this could be a legitimate, like, this was an expedition to go make a buck by selling all this stuff at this other location, and now I have this princess tagging along and I have to take care of her as well. Because I think it was a very, very much it might even have been Adam's character came to your ship in the middle of the night and was like, had this sword on his back, and had the love of his life, and they're holding hands and running towards you, and they're like, sir, can you smuggle us away, that kind of thing, like running away together kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
um
What's Jared's character's motivation on this? Because he's
um
coming, so
yeah, so his what's it called, the beliefs, basically it's just, if I don't handle it personally, it won't get done, therefore I will stop everyone else from ruining this venture. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, basically all of his beliefs are around just the idea of he's an awesome nobleman. He's one of the best businessmen in the kingdom, and I am going to finance this expedition. He's not going to directly like get involved unless things start going bad. He's gonna let you take care of that because he's just give you a bunch of money. You are in charge of hiring people, getting the expedition started, and all that stuff. But he's there to make sure it happens the way that he wants it to.
Wait, he's a businessman? I thought he
Yes.
was just a rich nobleman.
I mean,
What were
he's
his
a businessman, but he doesn't like ship things. Like he's not involved in the same trade that you are per se. He has a very localized business within the kingdom itself. He handles information information gather not information gathering, information like messages going across the kingdom. So just within the kingdom itself, he has a bunch of like falcon like posts that are set up everywhere to like deliver messages everywhere. He's basically in charge of that industry in the kingdom. But he's just has a bunch of money, so he's like, hey, here you go. Like, I'm investing in this thing. I'm gonna get a return on it, kind of a thing. And then he's coming with because he's adventurous.
What did he pick for life paths?
He has. I don't know why I didn't write it down. That's dumb. I believe it's Born Noble. Born Noble Lord Baron. So he's just straight off nobleman with a bunch of resources.
I love it when there's a hit on C4.
So basically, he like inherited the business. I don't think he inherited the business, but he inherited a bunch of money and then made the business that he currently runs, and then it worked successfully for him. He has some accounting skill and stuff like that. Or not accounting, but he has bureaucracy, estate management, haggling, that stuff. So.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
What?
Then we're
There's like no
kind of making the same. Well, let's see. As far as skills go, then we'd kind of be the same-ish.
Let me look here.
I mean, smuggler will get more persuasion, falsehood, forgery, stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, you're both similar people. Just that was always gonna be the way it was. But yeah, you have a lot more of like the practical stuff, whereas he doesn't actually have a lot of skill points to go around. He's not very good at any of the skills he has. He mainly just has a lot of resources, whereas I feel you have a little bit more skill.
I will have-
Okay, not that many. You only have 13, I guess. But
I'll only have 13 points too,
yeah.
You have to tell me when one sinks.
because we're only doing 3 life paths.
Yeah.
So are we only like 18 then?
A lot of you, Jared you're gonna be you would be 20 if you took all of those life paths.
According to
Jared's
this will be 8.
Jared's character is 23.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll only be 18 according to the Heroku app thing. If I do Son of the Gunsmuggler's Keeper, that's 8 years, 4 years, 6 years. So.
Yeah, but look at the top there. Because you're having 2 leads, you're going to different settings. Your age is actually going to be 20. Has the actual age up there.
Oh, okay.
Are you live streaming?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When are you gonna be done?
Not for maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour.
Okay, make that a half an hour, and then we're gonna watch a movie.
Yeah, all right.
So mad.
But yeah.
Are you? Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is the thing, like he has bureaucracy, estate management, extortion, falconry, haggling, hunting, and oratory. Those are his skills. None of them are very high. Whereas the skill list that you have available to you is accounting, appraisal, falsehood, forgery, haggling, inconspicuous, law-wise, merchant-wise, observation, persuasion, and stealthy. So it's similar, but not exactly the same. Because again, you're not a nobleman in any sense of the word. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh my god. Let's
Okay.
see.
Well. So what did you say his motivation was for, funding this, or what was his?
I mean, basically, it was just, hey, investment. I believe in this young businessman who can make a buck, and I'm gonna get something out of this. Not really anything more than that. So as for the princess thing, are you the? This is a question. Are you the only one who knows about them, or do you think you would tell Avion, which is Jared's character?
Well, I don't know. That would be an interesting.
I'm gonna posit that you didn't. Because
Yeah.
of the way things have happened right now. So the last thing we did like maybe just a few scenes of like introducing characters and stuff like that with the 3 characters that we had. And the last thing that had happened was Connor's character was going with Jared's character's bodyguard, who happens to be his wife as well, to go see you about something. They wanted to check up on you because you had been basically, we had said your character was in his cabin like the whole voyage so far. It's only been like 1 day. You've been like away from everybody, sequestered, and I didn't know why that was, but I'm assuming it would be probably something along the lines of you're figuring out this whole mess with the princess.
Yeah, probably.
And maybe you haven't told Avion yet because he probably would have told his wife, who is his bodyguard. And I know she doesn't know. So, that would be kind of interesting. Well, also, I'd like to posit, we did end up going with the there is an assassin aboard, and everyone knows it route. And it's actually been really interesting so far because it's Connor's character. Connor is a dragon blood, who is actually part of an assassin's guild, and he was sent aboard this ship, he was actually sent aboard the ship specifically to, the first idea was to kill you specifically, and we didn't know why, but I think now it's going to be the princess. And
Okay, well, how is this going to work if we all know who he is?
this is the thing. It's all has to do with roles, right? Like, you're making rolls back and forth, playing your characters believably as they would see things. So far, it's been really interesting because Connor's character tried to poison everyone on the ship. He tried to do that, and Josh's character, the cook, caught him in the act. But then Connor managed to persuade his way out of it, or lie his way out of it. And so we have these situations where there's a little bit of suspicion, but Connor's actually been playing his character up to the noble savage stereotype. So like he has this, this dragon blood, it's an exotic race that, there's not a whole lot of them. They're usually slaves, stuff like that. And he's been playing up to this whole like, oh, I'm just an ignorant savage, kind of a thing. I don't really know what I'm doing. And so he's reaching for the rat poison, and he's like, oh, I thought this was this one ingredient that my mom used to, have. And Connor's been playing that really well. And I at this point, and he also has the trait Aura of Innocence. So he literally has like this whole air of innocence about him when he's been playing his character as this dumb savage. It's been really interesting so far, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
It's interesting. I was considering still being a dragon blood, but one who I think there'd be a dichotomy in the character there, because if he's trying to play the dumb savage,
Right.
I really think he's an idiot. Because I'm trying to work my way out of being
Right.
considered a dumb savage.
Oh, that would be so
I don't
good.
So if he's still playing that to manipulate, I resent him, and
Oh, that's so good. That would be great. And I think it would be so cool too, because I don't think anyone knows that you are a dragon blood yet.
yeah, maybe that's why I originally sequestered myself.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
too nervous to,
Yeah. And so they go to meet you, and I don't think I'm going to tell, because I think we'll start off with that scene, and we'll introduce your character when they see you, rather than just like at the beginning we talk about it. So we'll see him, your character, and then we'll go from there, and then that would be that's gonna throw a little bit of a wrench in Connor's plans, and I like it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I feel like it's gonna be very fast paced. There's gonna be a lot of high stakes things happening very quickly, and especially because and this is the thing, like, I have a feeling you don't want anyone to know that the princess is on board. So, Connor's character and the bodyguard are coming to meet with you. And there's going to probably be a roll or two happening where you kind of like if you're talking to her when they come or whatever, you're like, oh, you shove her into a closet or something, that kind of thing. Or we're kind of figure out like where you've actually stashed her. But
Okay.
well, yeah, because if Connor finds out where she is, then he's just going to try to kill her, that kind of stuff. But he also has a personal vendetta where he wants to just kill everyone aboard the ship because he hates humans, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would think that I probably took care of her where they're staying and stuff already. Or
Right.
Kept them, found them a secluded chamber. And
Sure.
Like that.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as who I would tell, that would come up in the next.
Yeah.
playthrough.
Yeah. Definitely.
Probably
Cool.
just Jared, like not even his. Like,
Sure. Sure.
Pretty close as far as that goes.
Sure.
How
Cool.
am I missing these? I have them like everywhere.
And I don't know if is Josh just a random cook or is he?
Yeah. So the way he's connected with this is that you've hired, and we kind of made this up just on the spot as we were playing. I knew that Josh's character's brother is on the ship, and he's one of the mercenaries that you hired. And so you hired a group of mercenaries called the White Cross to protect the ship. And you hired these people before the whole thing with the princess came up. So it was just a couple mercenaries to just keep things in order, make sure if you were attacked by pirates they would handle it, that kind of thing. And he's Josh's brother is part of that entourage of mercenaries, and because Josh is maimed, he hasn't been able to find a whole lot of work recently, and so Josh's brother basically like appealed to you and said, "Hey, would you hire my brother as the cook, because he's been out of work and he really needs a job." And he managed to convince you. We had kind of decided that this would be okay. And Josh knows how to cook. He's not necessarily the best cook in the world, but so.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's actually been really interesting because we've had a little bit of a tearjerker moment already with Josh's character and his brother having like a little bit of a heart to heart, because basically their relationship has always been Josh is the leader of the two, and the younger brother is the person he's always looking up to Josh. But now the roles have switched because Josh is maimed. He hasn't been able to do things. His brother went off to join this mercenary group, and now they're just reconnecting. And now he's like, well, okay, I am in a really bad place right now, and I just have to follow. Oh no.
I died.
No, there you go.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. I was just saying, but now he's my mind went blank. Now he's in a situation where his brother is, ahead of him in life, and their roles have kind of switched. And so there was this moment of like, man, I used to be the one who was, making sure that he was okay, and now he's doing the same for me. And yeah, it was just this interesting, like, and then he's also has, lost a year of his brother's life, basically. He hasn't been a part of his life for a while. So it was really cool. I like the characters so far. It's really interesting to see them play off of each other. Connor's rendition of the Noble Savage is so good, and it's been really fun to see that.
He's like, "Are you okay?"
Great.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm dying.
Okay. Well, go through skills and stuff?
Yeah, sure. So first things first. So your life paths are son of a gun, smuggler, shopkeeper.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, awesome.
Want can you show your desktop to the playing board, and then like if you want to enter in everything, so you can have the character sheet. I don't have a convenient place to print it out or save
Right,
it.
yeah, and what I'll basically, I think what we'll basically do is I just have it open here, and we'll just do it at the same time, and I'll have my copy here, and then, just put it in to Roll20. So first things first, you have 9 mental points, between will and perception, which are the first stats on that little list there, so you can put those wherever you would like.
There's some spread. I know. D2.
I think keeping it balanced is better.
Oh, I bet I'm like a writer after.
It depends. Let's see what your skills are based on. It looks like they're pretty evenly between will and perception, so it depends on like which one you want to be better at. Do you want to be better at like interacting with people, or better about knowing about merchant stuff?
E3.
Oh, I see. Counting is perception. Oh, I suppose. Oh, hi, cat.
You have Becca's apartment?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
Yep. Can you hear Becca?
I can.
Thank you.
I can hear Becca and Courtney.
Oh yay! We're playing Battleship.
I knew there was very vocal talking going on. A lot of vocal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Maddie over
Well.
there? Sorry.
She's at church. They're gonna be back here probably soon though. But yeah, I'm sure they'll come back here probably.
Okay. Tell her to turn her phone on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they've been at church to that youth group, so that's probably why.
Play, right?
Yeah, they went to the play first and then they. Yeah, they went. I didn't end up going, because I had some things to get done this afternoon, so yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah.
But I kind of had to choose between going down and visiting Anna yesterday or
You went
doing
yesterday?
stuff. Yeah, I ended up last second. She was just like, hey, I don't really have anything going on this weekend. We were just talking back and forth. I was like, you know what? I should come down. And so I did. And so we hung out. It was great. We watched the ending of Death Note. It was wonderful. She had just finished it.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, she was just finishing it.
Good. Okay, you guys just talk.
Well, I'm not sure. I'd like to be good at all of those essentially. Let's see.
And again, you have 9 points, so I mean, both of those are going to be actually, yeah. Like either way, if you just did a 5 and a 4, they're both going to have the same exponent with the skills that they're based on, because it's going to be 2. It's half rounded down. So it doesn't matter all that much. It just depends on like your base will or perception, which one you want more. Now that I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you wanted to make one of those 6 and one of those 3, which is also an option, and just be really good at one of them. But if you want to be good at both, then just 5 and 4 would probably work.
All like clumped together.
So wait, so if the base is 5, then the skills will start at level 2?
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
And if it's 6,
And if
then skills
they'll
will
start at level 3. Yep.
all of the ones that are based on it.
Yep.
So that's even if I were to put one skill point into a skill that starts at 3, it would be 4.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to maximize one of those like stats and there's the skills that are pertaining to them and like get pretty high scores on all of those, you could make one of them 6, and then you get some pretty for very low amount of skill points, you could have some pretty high skills. Or you can make it more even across the board, and they'd probably be less so.
Let's see. Accounting, appraisal, forgery, law-wise, merchant-wise, and observation are all perception. And then falsehood, haggling, inconspicuous, and persuasion or will. What are the bolded skills?
Those are ones that you have to take based on your life paths, and so those are already taken for you. But because you haven't put anything in your stats, they don't show up as what the exponent is. So.
Gotcha.
So you've already spent 1 skill point on each of those.
All right. I mean, did Jared focus more on like persuasion and stuff, or?
Let me look. He has. Oh yeah, he has a will of 6. And yeah, I think bureaucracy was based on both will and perception, but he has a 4 in that. Then he has extortion, haggling, and oratory, which are all based on will. Oratory is his. Besides falconry is his highest skill at 5. He's just a very good falconer. But he has bureaucracy and oratory at 4. The rest of the skills are like 3 or 2. So.
Okay. I feel like perception, he'd probably be 6'3". Perception higher than will, as far as with what he's worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
So far would be more observing people rather than interacting at the moment.
Here's your shit. A5.
Okay, so I think I'll do a 6'3" split perception to will.
J10.
So 6 in perception?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Right, so you have the 2.
And then you have 16 points to go through power, fort, agility, and speed. And you have 16 of those, so you could just make them all 4. If you don't particularly care about any of those.
Forgery is based on both perception and agility. Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so if you wanted higher agility for forgery. And yeah, stealthy is speed.
Stealthy speed?
Okay, let's see. 16 points.
B1. C10. Do I hit? Yeah! Where are the red ones? They're all right there. Oh. All of them. I can't see. C10 or B10? Open your eyes a little wider. Fine. You're gonna like murder me or what?
What's Forte again? Forte.
No! It's not clear.
It's basically, it's like the base of your health. Fort and will are the base of your health there. Fort is also factors into your mortal wound, stuff like that. You don't often roll it by itself, but it's the base of a lot of health things.
Okay, and power would be
punching things, lifting things. It's also the base of. It's also factors into your mortal wound.
Okay.
D10.
Thinking. Cat. What are you? She's on my keyboard now.
You understand what I go through every night.
I mean, yes. Hey, stop! Don't push things.
She's such a kid. She's like, I need to touch it.
Yes, you can stay there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, cat.
Your cat is the most spoiled thing.
I know. Oh my gosh, look at her. She's cute. I got this cat.
Alright.
She loves you. What computer?
Thinking 6 agility, 4 speed, 4 forte, and 2 power.
6 agility, 4 speed.
I feel like he'd be more one to run away rather than fight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What for power and agility or power and fort?
Then so 6 agility, 2 power, and then 4 for the other 2.
Okay, fort is 4 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now you're getting strategic. I am. I'm getting serious. B10.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so to the right of health and steel, right over there on attributes, go ahead and click modify next to health, and just answer those questions. That will modify your health and just.
Oh yes.
Someone's having a party.
When you started, they always put the same repetitive baseline. And this, yeah. Oh, it kills me.
Cat rubbing on the computer. Living squalor and filth. No. Frail or sickly. No. Severely wounded in the past. I would say no. Been tortured or enslaved. No.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have any of those.
Yeah, not really. I mean,
Are you sure?
worked as a smuggler.
Maybe
I
wanna
mean,
rethink
as
that.
athletic and active,
It's
like
a man.
more active than general.
Yes, this is the thing though. You have 2 power, so even though you're agile, I mean you have 2 power. I don't think that you're probably not very athletic and active.
What? No,
In
that's
that sense.
more strength than.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying, but like, okay, so think about like what does he do on a normal basis? If he's been a shopkeeper for the past however many years, what is it, 6 years? He probably doesn't qualify because it's the thing. Athletic and active is like you're athletic and active on a daily basis.
Are you saying you can't exercise with a mundane job?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm okay. So if you say he is athletic and active, then we're making a judgment statement on like the way he spends his time, which is fine. But basically, it's just
Yeah, dude.
he's not a scrawny nerd scholar person, which is fine. Like you can say that. I'm just.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would consider him more of a runner build. Like, I think he's...
Okay, sure. That's fine.
Well, hey, stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm saying that is just because 2 power is very low.
Yeah.
2 power is very low.
Yeah, like that's the minimum you should probably have for a starting character. So that in and itself says a lot about the character. He just has like no upper body strength whatsoever.
Would 3 though be? Because it wouldn't affect anything if it was 3, right? That's
Not
why-
necessarily. Okay, so the way it works, the reason that 2 is low, I mean, 1, you're rolling 2 dice whenever you do a power thing. Also, when you lose dice from wounds, if any of those stats become 0, you're incapacitated. So you can only take 2 wound dice before you're completely incapacitated.
C3.
From power? I thought that was from forte.
It's anything. Any stat reduced to 0, you're incapacitated.
How would you reduce power to 0?
No, because the way it works is wound dice it gives you a -1 dice to everything you do. And so if any of those stats is reduced to 0 by those all-encompassing dice, then you're incapacitated. That's the way it works. You can do fate and persona things to nullify those or grit your teeth through them, but that's generally the rule.
Okay, that doesn't really make for wanting to have specialized characters then.
No, it's fine. Like, you can do that. It's just, again, it's a thing of whether or not you want to be. And I think this is mainly for physical things. I think it's technically also your mental stats, but I'm not sure why that would be. I'll have to look that up. I mean, with power, it would literally be, I'm wounded, I can't keep myself upright, like, I'm just gonna be knocked unconscious kind of a thing, as with any of these.
Okay, but would it, like, what if I had a perception of one? Somehow.
I think, yeah, okay, so, again, like, a lot of Burning Wheel's rules are abstractions of things, and they're there to create a game balance, but not necessarily to be specifically looked at in that way. It's like, it's not that you have one perception and your perception is the reason that you're knocked out. It's just, if you have low statistics, you get knocked out easier in that sense, because it's a way of making.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
As far as the one skill can nullify you completely if somehow.
Again, that's stats though, not skills. Skills don't do that. That tells us about the game, and as I've been reading a whole lot about Burning Wheel lately, that tells us about the game that they want you to be more generalized with stats, or more broad with stats rather than focusing. It doesn't mean you can't play that way. It's just the way that it normally works better.
That okay, that doesn't seem to fit in with the Burning Wheel. It seems like they want you to focus in skills, but
I know this is in the beginning of the book.
Generally, focused characters make for a better RPG anyway, rather than like you should.
There's a difference between a focused character and a min-maxed character, and that's the main thing that they're talking about. I don't remember where it's right in the beginning somewhere. But anyway, just keep going with your skills and stuff.
Okay, I think I'll switch Forte power to 3/3 then.
Okay.
I think below G is out.
That's how
and
it
down
works.
to a little over half the board.
All right, steel. No.
Miss.
No.
F9.
Wait. Can I change that? No.
I would
No,
say
please.
yes for the competitive question as far as being a dragon blood and trying to
Right. Yeah, definitely.
there. Other than that, no to everything else.
I know what you did because I have done that too, so no.
I added another step to my. I have one more move.
So just yes to that one, none of the rest of them.
Yep.
Okay. 3 and 5.
We've had to kill anyone
I swear if it's on the 10 side.
or been tortured terribly over time.
Okie dokie. Skills then.
Okay. So let's see. Open all the perception ones.
F7.
I hate your face so much. That's why I was like, I need to run it. If I don't.
Yeah, you need to get this next hit. And then you can still have a chance. You can still have a chance if you find it within the next one or two. Because I could get the direction on 3 ways.
Oh, that's F.
I don't really have a lot of skill points, do I?
No, and that's why it was probably a good option to focus in on one of those stats to give you more exponent to work with.
Shut up.
What's the difference between stealthy and inconspicuous?
Stealthy is, I mean, the legitimate act of like sneaking, and inconspicuous is just being unnoticed in a crowd, which is more about like social.
Oh, like they see
Kind
you,
of
but
thing.
they don't know what you're
They
doing.
don't notice you. Yeah.
Yeah.
G7.
Is it?
8-7. Yeah. You could have had it.
Will you shut up?
Hey, be nice to each other.
This is a heated game. Caleb.
We were so close. Thank you.
One last chance. Even then.
Yeah, I still won't get it. I swear.
Maybe
if
you can
it's
get-
on
I won't say anything.
but look at you. C.
F8.
Oh no.
Your ship is vertical in the water.
You can't hit it. Okay, where is it? Where is it?
It's on I and J1. You're around it.
What?
You-
Right there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you
Oh.
hit everything around it?
Yeah. That's why I was like, let's go this way. Because I was like, it's not down there.
Yeah. That's it.
Bye.
My setup is ridiculous, though. When you look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Should have like made it sensitive.
Yeah. It was a
Oh. I will beat you one day. Yeah. I was close, bro.
Yeah, it was tight. It was a tight game. We won the war. John Malone.
What?
Oh my.
Is this like Avatar World now?
No, I was talking about this.
Oh.
You seen Les Mis?
Yeah.
It's this big number.
Okay. All these little pencils.
No, you're gonna have all the white ones.
Hey!
No, just because you put them on bottom and top.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm not a very good shopkeeper.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm not a very good shopkeeper.
Oh yeah.
As if I'm essentially leaving out the haggling and the persuasion. Can be good at appraisal.
Don't tell me.
And forgery. Maybe I was.
What do you mean about poly?
No, but the character wouldn't want to. I mean, maybe he was good at forgery while he smuggled and stuff, but he doesn't want to focus on that now.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I want them to add it. Yeah. Like, I feel like they get along really well. Like, if he got to know her and if he, like, let us start down and stuff. All big ifs.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Hmm.
What do you do? I know you have specific things. I know you do.
Nothing. You do anything.
Well, currently, how I have them put is 4 accounting, 4 appraisal, 3 forgery, 4 knives. I want to get knives.
Oh, you added knives?
Yes.
Okay.
For the agility. And then 3 law-wise, 3 merchant-wise,
Mhm.
4 observation, 1 persuasion.
Okay.
Nothing on falsehood, haggling, inconspicuous, or stealthy. But so I couldn't open them all anyway. Oh, I could open them all at level 2. Hmm.
You have 1 skill point left.
What I do? Oh yeah, I do.
I'll be right back.
So.
That goes right. I want to be
Hi, chat.
Kitty.
I have, yeah, trail mix with popcorn that crackers, cheese, and
So I made a mistake of turning off this light. I made a mistake of this light and going in there. So I had to run back out here to like go let someone in, and it was pitch black. And so I banged my knee really hard on this desk, knocked that over. So the pitch looked good. I don't care. But yep. And I have Josh here.
Oh wow. I don't think I've actually been in here
Oh.
in
Hello.
7 years. Hello.
You were here 5 years ago?
It was a birthday party for either you or Connor quite a while ago.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. This is where the magic all happens. Okay, so
I don't know how to split these.
you know how to what?
I don't know how to split the points.
I always know that with Trevor, the skill points are the things that he's gonna take the longest on.
What was the most important?
I know.
What are you gonna use during the game?
Yep.
It's the ones I always take. What's going to be the most logical? And then it's always, I have nothing useful to provide to the rest of the team during my game because I took the logical ones and not the useful
I'm a
ones.
really good blacksmith.
Can't do much else.
Hey, that's come in handy. It's coming very much handy. It's also screwed you over a couple times.
It has that, yes.
But I forgot that Trevor wanted to be a dragon blood as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna happen is, no one knows that Trevor is a dragon blood, and so they're gonna go find him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bodyguard and Connor are gonna go find him.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor is gonna be trying as hard as he can to get rid of the noble savage stereotype. And so when he sees Connor just completely playing into it, he's gonna be really offended.
Yep.
We also.
Nice mic.
Thank you.
Shiny.
When we made Adam's character earlier today, we figured out what part of the reason that the voyage is happening is, and the reason that Connor wants to kill people is Adam's character is a runaway nobleman prince, and the love of his life, a princess from another country, is targeted for assassination, and he's like, "Oh, I'll save you. Let's run away together," kind of a thing. And so they went and pleaded with Trevor's character to like sequester them aboard the ship and give them passage to another place. And so Connor's character is trying to kill the princess, not Trevor. And yeah, so Connor's gonna have to find out where the princess is, and Trevor's like hiding her. And meanwhile, the Adam's character, and he can't make it tomorrow, but he can make it the next week after that. In that meantime, he'll be like pretending to be a sailor and doing a really bad job of it. So there's gonna be rumors flying around. I was like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait. Oh,
Is this a live Twitch
I'm
broadcast
trying to
too?
Yep.
hide
only one
them.
person's watching it, but I'm just gonna
I'm
put it up on
probably
YouTube.
gonna
as
have
well.
to tell some falsehoods.
Probably.
And I need to, don't have false. Oh, maybe I should switch will and perception. That would be falsehood, haggling, inconspicuous, persuasion.
I got this book yesterday. It's a
Ooh.
new Brady Wheel book, and it has new life paths, new races, new lots of things, magic things, a bunch of essays on how to play Burning Wheel really well. So.
And of course they'd be essays.
Yep.
Being Burning Wheel.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really cool.
Which would honestly.
Yep. Did you see all the bookshelves out there? The whole wall is filled with bookshelves. We have so many books. Not all of them are fantasy books, but that shelf is, and then I have my shelf over there that has some fantasy books on it too.
Nice.
A lot of those are like westerns and nature survival books and stuff. So.
Nice. Those type of books just drive me up a wall. I don't like them.
My dad adores them.
Alright. I'm gonna try swapping will and perception and see what I can do for skills.
Okay. It's gonna take a little while. I just love the credits in Burning Wheel books. It's the Black Duke, taxidermist, wizard, speaker of the secret language. It's great. So much good stuff. I'm just reading. I read like 50 pages of it today.
Great news.
A city
Okay.
meeting to ask them to support Leibniz in the big fight. They're like, no, it wasn't Newton. And somebody
Wow.
named a cracker
So
after
I'm really
him.
excited to play tomorrow. This is gonna
Nice.
be really great. I'm gonna cause havoc. It's gonna be fantastic. I want to just throw horrible situations at people. It's gonna be great.
Well,
I'm a nice juicy target for that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna like kill everyone. This is the thing, like, because it's like a one-shot
You
kind of
don't care about
situation.
keeping
Yeah,
us
like
alive.
I can just kill anyone.
It's what the DM for my Pathfinder campaign says. He's like, last time I wanted your characters to all survive to the climactic battle and defeat the evil, and now it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now I don't care anymore.
No, you're all gonna
Because-
die.
Honestly, the awesome stuff happened with your characters' parents, and now your characters are all
Pointless.
pointless and ready to be killed. He's actually.
You are father. You are father for my blade. That's one of the things with Burning Wheel, though, is like when you get into a situation where they're like, you're gonna die, as long as you have one persona point, you don't die. And so it's always handy to have one of those to not die.
Drake's just hanging on to it.
With Dungeons and Dragons, though, okay, so we started playing this 5th edition thing on Twitch with Jared, Connor, and Seth Birchfield, and we made the stipulation: if you die, you die. I will no mercy. There are the rules of death, and if you fail your death saves, you are dead, and you have to make a new character at level 1.
Oh.
And we're just gonna keep playing and see what happens, and because this is the thing, they'll have to be very smart about their strategic decisions. And they only have 3 people in their party too, so that's interesting. But they have a whole bunch of like guards and stuff.
You mean disposable side characters?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. All I want to do is just play role-playing games forever, Josh. That's all I want to do in life. I've been like constantly listening to role-playing game things.
Very few people can actually pull that off. It's like all those people that say, I want to play video games on YouTube for a
Yeah.
living. Very few
Yeah.
people can actually make a full-time job.
Yeah, except Adam Kobold did. He's my role model. I'm gonna show you. Okay, Seth, that's not what to do.
I don't know what to do.
I know.
She's going
Do you have any advice?
This man. He's a full-time game master. That's what he does for a living, and it's the best thing ever.
Honestly, I can't imagine making a job out of role-playing games.
What are you looking for, Trevor? Like what are you missing that you want to do?
Just, I don't know. I want to.
Because I mean, you have a pretty good list of skills here.
Yeah, but I can only really
No, you have to sit up, baby.
choose a couple.
And this is the thing, like, I will try my hardest to give you situations where you can use your skills. I'm not gonna like say, all right, well, you're an accountant. All right, you're never gonna use any of those skills ever. Gonna be pointless the whole time. Like, I'll try as hard as I can, even if you have a bunch of really weird, like
that
obscure
scene
skills.
From,
Okay. Well,
that scene from
what would-
Sanderson's latest.
let's see.
Shadows of Sun.
Would you
No,
think the
that one.
smuggler turned shopkeeper would be better with?
Would be better with what?
I don't know. As far as like the will versus perception cut, too.
I mean, yeah, you can do it either way. Because again, like, there's a lot of variation within those two things. Like, you could be doing a lot of. You could have had a lot of different roles in each of those situations, right? Like, you could have been the guy who was the accountant for the smugglers who handled the money. Like, you know, that's always a possibility. It's not
Phrasing and the strategy and the
right. Exactly. I do see your conundrum, though. It does look like a lot of your skills, if it's going to be this intrigue on a boat thing, aren't going to be prominent.
Yeah. Well, if I do will, then I'd leave out accounting, appraisal, but I could get good falsehood, haggling, inconspicuous, persuasion.
It would definitely make your character a lot more menacing. He would be more of a smuggler and less of an innocent shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's up to you. So what have you been up to lately, Josh?
Really not a whole lot. I just discovered MOBA games, particularly Serragon. It's a relatively new one. It's kind of like Overwatch, but third person, not first person.
Did Josh say Overwatch?
I said I found Paragon, which is kind of like Overwatch, and it's free, so I don't have to spend $70, and I can figure out whether I like the style game or not.
40. It's $40.
Where do you find it for 40? All I can find it for is 50 to 60.
Oh no! If you wait, Overwatch. If you buy it through, yeah. Okay, yes. Becca wants to tell you there's it's the free Overwatch weekend this week too. So if you want to try it out, you can play it this weekend for free.
This weekend meaning coming up.
Anyway, the actual game is $40, but if you click on it on the Battle.net homepage, it will take you to the $60 one with extra cosmetic packs and stuff. You have to actually go back into the shop and then find Overwatch products, and then the base game is $40.
Okay.
It is. I think it's quite worth it. So you should get it and play with us. Patrick, me, Becca, Courtney, Patrick, Lance, and David have all been playing.
Okay.
So
I just to let you know, I'm terrible at any form of game like that.
Me
I'm
too.
Still learning with Paragon, and it's.
well, I mean, I would say Overwatch has more options for like if you're actually bad at aiming in an FPS, there's options for healing and tanking if you want to, which rely less on less on your reaction time and more on your strategic ability. As
It's
far
really
as should I have
quite
my
the
shield up
opposite.
now at this choke point, or should I buff my teammate here to get past with this push? And like if we all
Yeah, I'm just
rather
bad
than
at
can I aim
that
at their
all
head
around.
Yep,
faster
same.
than they can?
Same.
So
Yeah, I'm just bad at that all around, really.
it's got great character variety as far as playstyles. So yeah.
Is it? It's not a MOBA, as far as.
No, it's
Okay.
considered a hero shooter, which is kind of a combo of an FPS and a MOBA. It's a
Okay.
6v6 objective-based thing, but Overwatch is more MOBA than. It's kind of like Team Fortress 2, but
Okay,
more
okay.
more MOBA-y because they introduced an ultimate system.
Okay,
So
sure,
as
sure.
you fight, you charge up your ultimate, and then each character has a different ultimate, and they're really powerful abilities. So they're
Okay.
more like a MOBA ultimate in that regard.
Okay.
As far as
Okay.
Well, bye, Marilyn Valley.
Alright, what if I just keep them balanced? What can I do with skills?
Okay, then.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen that many mini games in one
You
place.
got out of there fast.
Mm-hmm. I will of the days.
Oh, wait,
We used those cameras for a
Alright.
long time.
When I'm counting,
Like
pretty well.
7 now.
You're like building there.
Vigorous.
6 or 7 at home from various things I've done with my mini DV camera way back, but
Just touching my lips.
not on that scale. I finally made up my mind of what I think of life without videography. Not something I enjoy.
What did you remind me?
Looking at life through an LCD screen
Mm.
You're
and then
sick.
editing it afterwards. Because then your incompetence really shines through. You realize how horribly I framed that shot and how badly I timed this and I moved the camera when it ought to.
My philosophy is do the best you can with the crap you've got.
Yeah.
It's basically my life, man. I do a lot of editing
No.
things that aren't
They're
pretty well shot.
Yeah. Use Premiere.
Premiere
See
Pro.
right there,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Do you guys use the CC or 6?
I believe it's CC. Yeah.
If it's got any fancy new features at all, it's CC.
Yeah, it's CC. Yeah. I have CS6 installed because of Encore, but
Encore is useful.
Encore is so confusing though. I kind of hate it.
It makes sense though if you really understand.
It does make
how
it absolutely makes sense.
complicated the
Yeah.
DVD format
It
is.
actually makes it really makes sense. The problem is I have not been able to figure out how to get any templates on there whatsoever, and so I've had to just construct from scratch any DVD menu that I want. I'm like, this is I hate this so much.
Working with a friend of mine, I got a couple of standard designs figured out, where you just simply save it with no content.
Mhm.
So you don't put any DVD content on it, and then you save it, and then you just open it and save as in another location, and then add your DVD content. Is how there's probably some actual templating engine that will do it automatically for you, but
Well, that's the thing. Like, I found a whole bunch of templates online that are just like, you can make DVD menus out of this with Encore. I don't know. I've tried figuring out how to get them plugged into it, and I just can't. It just doesn't. I don't know why. And the thing was, like, it was on a time crunch, and I had to get this out, and so I had to just build it from scratch, and it was horrible. It's like, I could be doing so much better than this, but it's really simple. Doop, doop. All of these pathways, what is happening? Yeah, I pretty much just use Adobe stuff primarily for everything I do now.
You on 8 or 10?
What do you
It's
mean?
like 10.
Oh,
Windows?
Yes.
No, it's 8 actually.
Is it really?
10 is my laptop and Connor's computer, but yeah, this is my dad's desktop, so he was like, nah, I like the way it is. I don't want things to change. He hates change so much. Yep. I mean, literally. I have tried to convince him so hard, Dad, you just need to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro.
What does he use?
This is the thing. He's used that stuff for so long. It's what is it?
AV
What's the Casablanca is the company. Yeah, because they make video editing software for machines like that or whatever.
We used to. I don't anymore.
Yeah, but he's used that system, that kind of like company for so long that's the thing he knows how to do the most, and so he just got a pretty expensive program through the church actually, because he uses it to edit the sermons and stuff like that. So he managed to he got that through there. They gave him the money for it. That's based on that stuff, but
tape deck editing type thing.
Well, yeah, it's the same like style of editing and all that stuff. So it's
So it's
made
not
by the same company. So it's what he knows, and so yeah, he can.
But
do that.
I can see how it would be very hard to switch from an online to a non-linear editor.
Yep.
Have you ever messed with Lightworks?
No.
Lightworks is like editing film. Not quite, because you don't have to splice it manually. And it's very NLE in flavor, but it's got it's one of those programs where it's like, if I could burn the days of my life, it would cost. I burned days worth of life on other stuff. So if I could just get up the guts to burn the days worth of life it would take to solve the problem of understanding the software, I could be very fast and very effective with this software, and it would be beautiful.
That's a lot of things, man.
The thing is, I mean, it's like it could be beautiful watching me use the program, but the things I turn out are going to be piles of garbage anyway, because that's all I can make.
Yep.
So it's not worth investing time into.
This is so.
It's okay, Trevor.
I have 3 in my cooking scale.
Wait, you got? Oh, you upgrade? You
No.
advanced it? I think I had a 2.
I have 2. I don't have 3. I have 2 in my cooking skill, and I'm the ship's cook. So, at this point, I don't think you could do any worse than I've done.
Let's see what you got. Josh has a 4 in brawling. Well, you're good at brawling. 2 in cooking.
Nobody insult my cooking.
4 in falsehood. 2 in fire building. 3 in knives. 2 in knots. 2 in mystery meat-wise. 2 in sea-wise. 2 in seamanship. And 2 in persuasion.
Not a jack of all trades, and I'm not very good at any of them. But
Nope.
you know what?
Like, your character is more about the traits and the beliefs and instincts than anything. And
Honestly,
the cooking.
Honestly, I don't care how effective I am.
Yeah,
I just
like,
wanna
that's
have
the
some
thing.
fun with
Yeah,
this
it's your
because
character
I am
is so good.
sick
I love
and
it.
tired of playing characters to be effective because I'm no good at it. So I'm gonna have fun with this character. I don't care if he's effective or not, because honestly, I'm not effective when I try.
Well, then
so.
maybe you're gonna have to die. I'm kidding.
So long as it's fun, I guess.
Yeah. This is the thing, like, if we're gonna do, if this is only gonna be 4 sessions, like, you're probably all gonna die. I mean...
To die in a big blaze of glory.
Yeah,
that would be great.
exactly. It's gonna be great. I'm just gonna kill all of you. You or your brother are probably gonna die.
I mean, the most sense.
And I'm not making actual judgment statements on this because I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but just with the flow of the narrative, how it seems to be going, either Jared or his wife or both of them have to die. Connor's probably not going to die. He's probably going to kill everyone.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Did Connor just max in combat skills?
No, he didn't actually. Like, He actually has like almost 0 skills. Like he has such few skill points because he was a slave. He has a 3 in assassination wise, a 5 in inconspicuous, a 4 in knives, and a 1 in slave deck wise. Oh, he also did. Oh yeah, he has a 2 in power, a 2 in fort, and a 2 in speed, and a G5 agility. So yeah, he min-maxed this character out like crap. So he has a G4 knife skill, so it's gratiated.
Yeah, if my character could get hands on that guy to brawl him, I could be effective. But
Yes, that's true.
that's about all I can do.
Basically, the only thing that Connor's character is good at is avoiding suspicion and killing people
Wait,
with
is that
knives.
Super 8?
Possibly, maybe. My dad does a lot of like conversion work for people, where he like converts old tapes and stuff into DVDs and stuff. So
Super 8 projector.
it might be.
Dual 8. What's a Super 8 projector? It's funny. Our parents would think, oh, it's totally normal, but we look at this as a relic of the past.
Yep.
Like,
Just like that.
I know.
I didn't actually ever. I have never realized that what that is. It just was always like an end table.
Because that's when back in the day, speakers were just
Yep.
that.
Well, okay. I'm gonna look at it like this. Perception equates more to wisdom. Will equates more to charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna assume that I don't think this character is gonna be very likable
Okay.
as far as it goes. But he's very observant of others.
Yeah.
Far as,
That's what I was figuring. Yeah.
He's yeah, because I'm gonna have the trait paranoid to start from the smuggler, and especially with him being the dragon blood, he assumes everyone hates him already. So
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
All of these characters are so good.
So I think I'll start with the perception. So he'll be good at like accounting and appraisal, like the background work where he doesn't have to work with people.
Sure.
And he's good with that stuff.
Yeah, so you know what I'm going to have to do, Trevor? I'm going to have to force your character into a whole bunch of uncomfortable situations.
No. Am I just gonna be really good at talking at the end?
Yeah, you're going to have like a 3 in falsehood by the end of it.
So interestingly enough, I'm gonna have a 4 in knives, and I'm gonna pump my observation up because I think he'd be good at watching people. So
Yeah,
I'm essentially Colin's opposite.
This is so great. You're literally just gonna have a battle of See, this is the thing. This is why I really wanted to try this whole everyone knows the beliefs and stuff and the secrets, because it's going to be really cool watching your characters knowing what's going on and just watching them interact with each other in this really interesting way and seeing the roles fall and see your characters start to realize what's going on. It's going to be great. So you're keeping your skills more or less the same way they were, but you're just adding another to observation?
Pretty much, yes. I think, okay, so right now I have 2 points left to spend. I have a 3 in accounting, 3 in appraisal, 3 in forgery, 4 in knives, 3 in law-wise, 3 in merchant-wise, 5 in observation, and 1 in persuasion.
Okay.
And I still have 2 to spend
Right.
somewhere.
This is gonna be so good. You know that the end of this has to be a knife fight between you and Connor on like in the rigging, right? Like that. This has to be what happens.
And then I'll stay below on deck to kill whoever falls out.
Right, and you throw a. No, you use your fire building and you set the whole ship on fire. Take everybody down with you because you've realized that
your brothers died at this point, and you realize that you have nothing left to live for, and you just want to kill everyone too.
There we go. There we go. Because that's.
And then Jared and his wife are already dead, like throat slit on the deck, holding hands.
That's so sweet.
Uh-huh.
Question: Does appraisal have a dual role in appraising, or is it strictly monetary value, or is it also for like appraising others as far as?
It's not. I know it's not appraising others. Let me read the description. The skill is used to judge the value or worth of certain items, such as jewelry, gems, artwork, and antiquities. Yep. So. Yeah. Observation really is what that's, judging other people would be, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Alright,
It's either my dad or Connor. I think it's my dad. I can usually tell by this.
so how does this sound then?
Yeah.
Evening. Hey!
3
Welcome to our
accounting,
horribly
3
messy
appraisal.
basement.
What do you say,
It's all
Trev?
right. Up till
I
I moved, my room looked like this.
I think I've got it.
Oh, you should have seen it a day ago. It looked even worse. Hey, would you pull the pictures from today off again?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them. Put them on the Toshiba in the Powers Digital Pictures.
Sure.
And just put High School Musical. Those are the pictures we took of JJ and that at the musical.
Good doggy.
What is it?
Thank you. EOS Rebel, I think.
2-3-I? Ooh.
Is that good?
I have a 2-I, so it's better than mine.
Ah, so I win?
Yes.
All right.
It's got the flip out screen. You win.
But something tells me you're going to be able to afford better cameras than this.
Something
the
tells me
future.
that I won't want a better camera. I'm no good with them.
Well,
Thanks, Caleb.
Yep.
What do you have? Core i5. Do you know what GPU you've got?
I do not.
Shame.
I'm sorry. This isn't my computer.
Enter. You don't have to double click. It's
I
highlighted.
feel like I put it-
I realized that, Josh.
You do it faster in the command line.
You do realize that there are shotguns in there.
Still do it faster in the command line.
Yeah.
Wait, should I make my persuasion 2 or keep my persuasion 1 and add 1 to stealthy? Get 2 points in stealthy.
That would be interesting.
Or change either accounting, appraisal, forgery, large 4.
What do you think, Josh?
Honestly, this is the part of role-playing games that I'm very bad at. Like, incredibly bad at. Like, I've never made a good character in my life. Incredibly bad. So don't ask me for advice.
Okay.
I will steer you wrong. Or better yet, ask me for
I mean-
advice and then do the exact opposite of what I say.
Again, it just depends on what you want your character to be good at, Trevor. If you want, is your character going? You want your character to be stealthing? Do you want your character to be persuading people? If you're starting from the base premise of like, oh, you're paranoid and you think everybody hates you, I mean, it might actually make sense to get stealthy.
True. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Let's see. So currently I have. So I kept the 6 perception, 3 will. So then I have 3 accounting,
Mm-hmm.
3 appraisal, 3 forgery, 5 knives, 3 law wise, 3 merchant wise, 5 observation, 1 persuasion, and 2 stealth.
Yep. have 2 trait points remaining. You do have Paranoid and Sea Legs as your traits.
Yeah. Okay. So I only have 2 points? Okay.
Yep. So if you go to right on the far right of that little section, search traits, it will pop up all of the traits that you can afford.
Okay.
So you can just look at those.
No, that is funny. Okay. Oh, 2015. That's a lot of people.
I thoroughly killed my car.
I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't, but now we're thinking the
Heard it too
radiator
once.
might be plugged.
Oh dear.
Because
You were you like said mean things to it and just committed suicide.
I don't know. I mean, I had a cool.
You destroyed its self-worth.
I had a alternator wire fried, so what made the electrical system go haywire. Then I got that fixed, and I got a coolant hose burst on Highway 14, and then I had. After that, my oil pressure light started to come on,
Fine.
and
That
changed
sounds
the oil
wonderful.
pump and cleaned out the oil filters, and then that didn't help. And then we noticed it was running hot because the temperature gauge had apparently broken and only displayed when the temperature was up past half normal. So
Fun.
we got that taken apart, and we just changed the thermostat today because the thermostat wouldn't open when it ought to. It's supposed to open up when the temperature's high enough to let the water flow through the radiator, and it wasn't doing that at all. It literally wouldn't open up. So that means that no coolant was getting through the radiator at all, meaning the heating
That's not
coil was the only
good
thing
at
that
all.
the heating core was literally the only way to cool the car is to blow the heat inside the car at full blast. It's the only way to cool the engine,
Oh dear.
which is ineffective, to say the least. We changed the thermostat, still doesn't cool.
Although I want my foot back.
So we're going to contact shops tomorrow and give
Yeah.
up officially and have someone else do it because
So proud for you.
changing the radiator on an 03 Volkswagen
Yeah.
Jetta is absolutely horrifying. First step is to take off the front bumper, which is a absolutely huge job.
Yeah. Like, it used to be,
So who has a huge face?
it was like straight on the big bump. Yeah. It's really weird. It's really weird, yeah.
So is it OBS?
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll wait for you.
I see all the overlay stuff I have. So many things. Because for some reason, when you make a new scene collection, you can't just copy scenes from other collections to those. So I have to just, unless I want to remake where all the faces go and all that stuff, I have to just keep copying these. But that's because I'm doing it the cheap way and just cutting out windows and pasting them on there rather than making in Photoshop like an actual like overlay that I would put on top of everything, just put the faces in there. But that's because I'm lazy and I don't have time to actually figure out how to do that stuff.
Okay.
I haven't been able to figure it out anyway. You were supposedly supposed to be able to like make like a green screen effect if you have like the different boxes where the faces are supposed to go, but like make it transparent so you could just pop it in there and like it would be underneath it. And so if you drag it over, it would be underneath the rest of the layer, but not in that box. So you could just spread it out, and you wouldn't have to worry about getting exactly the parameters.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot figure out for the life of me how to do that in OBS. There's like nothing at all about green screen anything in here, so I don't even know. Technically, I could like pay someone to make me an overlay, but probably be expensive.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
remind me what's... If I just have a normal trait, a character trait, what does that do?
I mean, describe something about your character, and then it you can get fate points if that causes you trouble.
Okay.
So.
And then the call-on ones, it looks like you can use them as a bonus to skill checks, or...
No. Most of the call-on ones should just break ties. For the skills that they're related to. So if you click on the trait, if you're in that search traits window, if you click on a call-on or die trait, it should give you a description of what it does.
Yeah,
and when a trait can be called on, it means it breaks a tie.
Okay. But like, so it looks like you said Connor got Aura of Innocence here?
Yeah.
So that just breaks a tie if someone
Yep.
suspects him? Okay.
Yep. This character projects the appearance of being completely free of taint and guilt in any crime. No one would ever suspect him.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking the quiet call-on, maybe?
The what? Oh, the quiet call-on. Ah, okay.
Otherwise, there's a lot of character traits I didn't really look through.
You could also just add a character trait that says anything, just for 1 point.
Quirky. I think I have that IRL.
It's like an alien match, right? So you got
Tall tale teller is what you have.
IRL. Maybe.
No, like not necessarily IRL, but your cook. Remember?
Yeah. Definitely cook.
Right.
In fact, I actually should have put that on. I don't know what I picked for traits, but that should have.
Well, that's the thing. Technically, Tall Tale Teller is a trait that you can only get by taking the Pilgrim Life Path.
Okay.
Religious Pilgrim Life Path. But Jared and I were looking through the traits, and he was like, "This describes my character," and so we were like, "Okay, I'll give it to you for 3 points." So.
Okay.
Oh, me? I'm just trying to remember the one. There's a one that has like everything.
Actually, I think IRL I didn't have quirky. I have eclectic.
Maybe.
No, I know I have eclectic.
Yeah.
I see that.
Phytophagus? Yeah. And then like plant tissues. And then there's plant juices.
What's an example of that?
Butterflies drinking.
Yeah.
And everything. Fire. The next one. Herbivores, like tissues, and they're like
The good kind books.
Very good kind? No. Maybe not.
Also.
it's like
We watched the Legend of the Seeker show when it came out, so that's my entire extent of that universe. Though Dad's read the books.
I have never seen the Legend.
It's not very good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's like none of them are very good.
No.
Sounds like.
The characters were okay. Like, it was interesting. The actors were pretty good, but the story they were handed is just so weird and like mishmash, and nothing made any sense.
It does feel cludged together. It feels MacGyvered together from a bunch of other settings sometimes. It's got its unique elements and its interesting elements.
Yeah.
But book 2 was hard because book 1 finished a good portion of it. And then book 2 broke stuff. We fixed it, and book 4 broke stuff. It's like, can you settle down?
Mr. Goodkind,
You
please.
settle down for one chapter without blowing up the world in your character's faces again? Didn't get very far in the series though. I mean, compared to how long it is.
Yeah, pretty long.
I gave up. Got sick of the same.
I think Dad's read most of them, or at least the ones that we have.
There's a lot of cool world building in that series.
There
I
is.
got sick of the same characters. Serragon breaks the world. Gotta go fix stuff.
Yeah, very true.
Characters
Very
Serragon
true.
breaks the thing. Gotta
Yeah.
go fix stuff. New evil villain shows up with unimaginable power. Gotta go fix the thing. And I can't do it with my wife because that would be too easy.
Yep, of course
So
not.
I got to make this big and desperate and have prophecies involved.
Of course. Well, prophecies.
No, prophecies.
Always
Everybody's
prophecies.
dead.
Yeah.
Prophecies of this person is going to die. I have
This
prophesied
person
that
is
3 books
going
in
to
a row
die.
now, and it is.
And like seriously, what's up with the villain named Darken Rawl? I mean, Darken, really?
I can't come up with any ideas. And it's the best one I came up with yesterday. And I can't come up
Darken.
with anything better
Well,
today.
he's dark, duh. It makes sense.
Yeah. World was pretty cool when it made sense.
I have to say, I really do like the Shannara world, very much so. But Shannara is one of those things where you have to like read it one book at a time and then take a break between each book because they're very similar. Like every time I binge read like 7 books of the Shannara series because I was gonna
Now they
I
all
was
sound
gonna
like
they
one
all are the
in your
same.
mind.
Like it was like because I did like a reread. I was starting to reread of like the whole like chronologically. I wanted to go all the way through all of them, but I just got to the point where I was like, all right, well, like it just every single one of these is exactly the same when I read them in like right back to back. But when you take a little bit, it's refreshing because it's like it's that very classic good versus evil fantasy. The tropes are there. The characters are really good, but you know they always defeat the bad guy in the end. It's very stereotypical, but it's a good like you know relaxing like just familiar read.
It's kind of the way Redwall is. It's like I mean, it's written for younger people, but it's like he's got the world and he's essentially playing variations on a theme, and it's fun to hear the variations on a theme in the world, and it goes quick. If you read like me, it goes quick, and it's just a big frolic, really.
That's the same way for the Belgariad with me. Have I told you about the Belgariad?
I tried to read it, couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like everyone who's tried to read it, it's that same thing. It's like it's very stereotypical. It's very classic fantasy. But I read it as a kid, and
when you haven't had all the tropes, when you
exactly,
haven't been steeped in the tropes,
yeah.
you don't see the end of the series from the beginning of book 1.
And that's why so many people like Serragon, I think, is because they read it as a kid and the tropes were new to them. Whereas I did not. I haven't read Serragon, and I've heard horror stories from people of Serragon because
Serragon is buried deep within tropes.
Yeah.
And the main character is very much an idiot in several parts of the
like
books.
most male protagonists of fantasy stories.
The hard part about that is I mean you've got people like Randall Thor from the Wheel of Time who he's just angry all the time, but he's not an idiot when he's angry. He just makes rash decisions,
Right.
sure, but he's not out there proclaiming love while under the effects of a spell
Right.
that he could have easily avoided had he
Yeah.
actually listened to everybody around him. Everyone around him said, "Don't listen to the music because you're a human, you can't handle it." Oh, but I want to, and pretty soon he's off being stupid. Idiot! You follow the rules, bad things don't happen as frequently,
Yep.
and they're not your fault.
Also, like with the Belgariad, for me, it's like I grew up with the character, like rereading the series over and over again, like almost annually, and I grew up as he grew up, and like it became I resonated with a different part of his life every time because that was the part that I was in, and the characters are all the characters, like if there's any, you can say whatever you want about the Belgariad being stereotypical in plot sense, but the characters are so well written.
I got the feel from the bits I read.
Yeah, the characters are so well written. They're so alive and fun to be with. You love hanging out with
It
those
definitely
characters.
felt like the characters in the world was more alive than in some stories. Some stories you walk in and there's the one character, and you have 2 or 3 lines of backstory for this one character, and that's all he ever needs in order to actually. You walk into Bulgaria and you feel like you're stepping into people's lives, and there's a lot more going on than in
Exactly,
some
because I
stories.
mean, you step in a kitchen, right? Like you just get this boy's childhood and all the people around him, and he's growing up, and you learn these people's stories, and it's just this very homey slice of life type of thing. And a lot of times that has turned a lot of people off to that story because they start reading it and like, well, I don't want to read about this. What?
I got far enough where adventures started to happen. But once adventures started to happen, it all felt so stock. It's like being able to see the tropes. I ask myself over and over again, why does this character not see this?
Yeah.
Plus this equals this. It's elementary, Watson. Why have you not?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, that's the story I can ignore that with because it's my story. It's the story that I've grown to love and have grown up with, and I realize that it's one of the most stereotypical things to ever exist.
Oh,
but it was written before
the
those
tropes
had been done
became
to death.
Deeply
Exactly. Yeah, and so it was. Yeah, when they were written, they were very fresh. And I love that story so much.
Do you have any suggestions? If I'm thinking either quiet or thick-skinned and something else, but I can't find another trait that would.
I think quiet makes sense. Because I mean, if you only have a 2 in stealthy, it does help to have the call-on trait there that you can have as well.
You some kind of. Are you an accountant or?
I'll do quiet.
He's a smuggler / shopkeeper.
Okay.
So that's where he gets the stealthy from is smuggler.
Accountant would definitely have the quiet trait. Accountant.
That's true. Yeah.
A librarian.
He does have accounting though.
A librarian for sure would have the quiet trait. Probably.
Yeah.
You have to. Like a librarian from Monsters U.
What are some of the costs and benefits?
Okay, now resources. It looks like.
Yeah. So you have 34 resource points. You can just get whatever you want from that. I mean, obviously you should probably get like clothes and shoes and stuff, but I mean, just feel free to at your what's the word I'm looking for? Transgression.
It is most definitely not
It's not the word I'm looking for. It's something Gresham.
Discretion.
Discretion. Yeah.
You're not looking for the word transgression.
I am not looking.
This
I
is
knew
not
it
the
wasn't.
word
I
you're
knew
looking
it wasn't that, but that was the thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
It's not
At your
the word
discretion.
you're looking for.
Just kind of pick and choose for that stuff.
Okay.
And it's usually pretty self-explanatory about how things cost and what they are and stuff. So.
Oh, so arms would be knives.
Any weapon. Yep.
If I
You
had
just.
knives
Yep.
only.
Mm-hmm.
Get a naginata. It's a Japanese katana on a stick.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Wakizashi on a stick, but. Because I don't think it'd be the same length as a full length katana.
No, it would probably be Wakizashi length. Of course we have her with the Kanaba.
It's such a cool outfit. I love the way it looks.
It just looks like.
The studded
Want some
staff
death? Have some death.
clubs thing.
Have some pain.
Have some pain in your life.
It doesn't look like much precision.
I'm gonna
about it.
break all your legs. And by all, I mean all 3 of them.
Do I have a reputation or anything because I'm a
You could.
dragon?
It's up to you.
Did you add that in for Connor's character? Or is there?
No, and it's not. That wouldn't be a reputation. It would be like a personal reputation that you would have. Is what that is.
Cultural traits.
You have cultural traits. Okay, so I'll add those to your sheet right now. You have cultural traits. You have exotic as a cultural trait, and these are like people's expectations of dragon bloods for the most part. Honorable. And what was the other one? Hardworking. So this is like the stereotype. The stereotypical dragon blood is exotic, honorable, and hardworking.
If I see it,
Okay.
just cover up what it is.
Hold on. Be right back.
Okay.
Primitive comes along with that sort of too.
Yeah.
What is some unique characters?
The exotic, I think, kind of. It's true.
No, most animals.
No, you don't have that.
Oh, I didn't put that on.
Finding your inner fish.
It's a freaking video we had to watch about how we take the fish.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna replace hardworking with primitive, just as a GM's discretion there.
finding Janima within.
Because that is definitely a expectation that people have for them. So I made the princess,
Pretty good quiz.
and all of her beliefs are about because the Adam's character is a sailor, pretending to be a sailor, and she has to be like sequestered in this room. All of her beliefs are about trying to sneak away to like be with him. So like, I love Ares, and I will write him the best poem ever composed to express my feelings. I'm trapped in a cabin on this miserable ship. I will find a way to smuggle my poem to Ares. I want to see Ares just once. I will find a way to sneak out and meet with him. And it's going to be great because she's going to try to do this. It's going to be wonderful. She's actually pretty good at poem writing, too. She has composition.
Nice.
She also knows how to play a lute, I think. Or no. Some sort of Japanese instrument.
There's no one today.
Now you need to look up YouTube videos.
Yeah, the shamisen. Yep. That's what I was thinking.
Oh wait, there's things on it. There's things written down. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were thinking of one that I didn't write anything on, and I was like,
Shamisen versus shamisen. What is he playing it with? Looks like a scraper.
It's a scraper. It is a scraper.
It's like a fan thing, yeah.
It's definitely a scraper.
Except she probably plays it a lot nicer than that. Just like soft little shamisen strings. Elegant. She's a princess after all.
Is contrast on that monitor normal? Or contrast on that monitor, is that normal?
I don't know. I think so.
I'm not asking what it's set to. I'm asking
I have a reputation
Yeah,
with the
I think so,
major
yeah.
smuggling group in the area. I don't know where or what that would.
Yeah, that would be an affiliation. But yeah, I mean, you can make that up. Again, like, all of this is just, you can just make it up. Like, I don't know a whole lot about
The
area.
affiliations have costs
Yep.
associated with them.
You could get a local affiliation for like 10 resource points.
discovered the other day that we could write software
No.
at work to
Huh?
send messages into our group instant message that we use to communicate as a team.
Of course, that would be something that you.
I found that looking for ways to have it automatically notify us when stuff happens, and I think I opened a can of worms.
Oh dear.
Lots of people were excited about what I found.
Oh dear. That's funny.
So I can imagine now. It's
Well,
like coming to work
I mean-
on Monday, and we're gonna have a couple of robots telling us about stuff.
Yeah, Trev.
Guess I'm not sure how or what I'd put for a reputation. I'm just thinking of
Again, like a reputation would be if people know your name. Affiliation would be if you belong to an organization of any sort. Yeah, those are the differences between those two. So, depends on if people know about you.
okay.
I'll stay swiveled. Chairs on swivel.
Probably not.
Unswiveling itself.
It is. Slowly.
So which one has
It's just a funny word, unswiveling.
Well, what did you say is the opposite?
Well, I mean, I gave
No, that's
myself
correct.
goals, shoes, knife, personal effects, traveling gear, and I still have 25 points left. So
What was the first couple things before knife?
clothes, shoes, personal effects, traveling gear. I figured I'd have
Okay.
those. The one cost things.
Sure,
for gear.
yeah. Definitely.
reptiles?
Finally.
What about fortune? They're not full. Oh wait, reptiles. We don't have that one for these. But they have fortunes, maybe? It just says double circulation. Oh, okay. Birds? Fortunes. Amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals.
Hilarious.
Amphibians produce
Every once in a while, I make the mistake of like signing up for some
Newsletter.
some college thing where I'm like, oh hey, this is an interesting degree program, and I kind of like just look at it, and they have to put your email in or whatever. And now I'm getting phone calls and emails from this master's degree in history program that I did not mean to. I'm not actually going to take. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer your phone calls. I don't want this.
Oops.
Yeah. What would a skill toolkit be? Like, if I got that, would that cover like,
That is for specific skills that need it. I think you need one for forgery, but I think that's the only one that you would need it for.
or, okay.
It's on there! The other
Sure.
one. Oh my god.
Yeah, you need a toolkit for forgery. So it's actually kind of interesting because you have forgery, but you don't have a read or write.
What do you mean, Nabs? Sleeve?
Wait, you need read or write as a separate skill?
Yeah.
Wouldn't accounting cover? You'd
Well-
think accounting would.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can account stuff in different ways. I mean, you could just do it by memory. Really, you could.
What?
Yeah, Okay, so the accounting skill is accountants keep track of expenses, income, stocks, and taxes. Yeah.
Well, wait, do you need the skill read or write in order to read and write? Because
Yes.
I didn't see that on like any life paths.
None of the life paths that you took, no. Which makes sense, because, I mean, a normal shopkeeper doesn't necessarily need to know how to read or write. He just sells things. And a smuggler probably doesn't either.
It's nice.
Of course, you could take those with general skill points. But, I mean, but don't worry about it. I actually think that's more interesting to have it that way.
Okay.
Like, I'm thinking, like, maybe you have, like, an abacus or something that you do accounting with, right? Like...
I mean, that would work for math and things. I guess I just assumed I could read and write because it's
No, you can never assume anything in Burning Wheel, my friend. You can never assume that you can read or write. You never assume that you have clothes.
Yeah, but like that's kind of a basic. I don't know. You
Not
don't
in the medieval
read
world.
and write
Not at
check.
all in the medieval world.
Or what would you do for like skill checks on that?
Wow.
Like, I want to read a book. I'm gonna roll and see if I read it. I want to
No,
write
like
a-
it's you'd use reading to like glean information from a book. We've done reading tests in the game before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sergio doesn't have reading, right?
Yeah.
You'd assume that he'd probably.
He doesn't need it.
know how
What?
to
He just
read.
philosophizes. Like he literally. There's nothing he would need to read or write for.
You cut out. I lost you.
Like really, the only thing he philosophizes, he preaches. Like he doesn't need to read or write to do those things.
To write them down, read the holy books.
But again, like this is the thing. This is the thing, Trevor. Like I'm literally in a medieval Europe class right now. Those things were so uncommon. Like most people, the vast majority of people did not know how to read or write at all. And they just got by. Reading and writing as common everyday things is very, very recent in the span of human history.
Well, I mean, no, not as far as like marking things down. Maybe like.
Yeah, you can mark things down. That you don't need to know how to write to mark things down. Obviously, you can just
Like
tally
all
marks.
the ancient philosophers wrote down their writings, so like in the Greek and.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily. And that's the thing, though.
Philosophers.
How do we know all the ancient philosophers did that? They did. The ancient philosophers who didn't write them down, we don't have their writings. That doesn't mean that there were other philosophers that just didn't write it down.
Plato wrote down what Socrates said. What he think.
Yeah, a lot of people
Claims
dictate
Socrates
other
said.
people's stuff too. That's actually probably a lot of what Sergio did, actually, now that I think about it, because he was visiting a monastery. He probably, like, philosophized to the monks and they wrote down his dictations.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Even the thinker life path didn't have reading and writing. That doesn't make any.
But again, you always have general skill points. You can always spend those on reading and writing if you want to. You don't need read or write to just think in the wilderness for 15 years.
Still, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But whatever.
Fix it. Fix it so it's comfy. It is comfy. It's getting your pillow.
Oh dear.
Last night I was gonna go to bed right after we got
Oh
home.
dear. There's a whitesmith skill.
Yeah.
A whitesmith forges wares from the softer metal, silver and gold.
Oh.
Makes sense, but
You know how quick I get. I'm like, bedtime, yeah.
there is also a skill called waiting tables in Burning Wheel. Despite what they may say, it takes skill, patience, and cunning to serve customers.
A great skill for replenishing tax resources.
Oh my god. You said that? I told you just now.
And there's also, of course, the ever-popular wine tasting. Tasting wine and discerning its flavors and properties is a highly refined skill. Use the skills to determine the origins of the wine.
And then it's awkward. It's not awkward when it works.
Yeah, no, I mean it is. It's for
No.
one person.
Well, yeah. I don't like when it's too much
And of course, everyone loves a good spider husbander.
That's been weird.
Yeah,
Okay, that, I need to come up with a character that's going to do that.
Spider husbandry.
Some quirky old guy in the woods with
Learns how to raise
spiders.
and train great spiders.
It's gonna be like Radagast the Brown. Only
I'm
instead
so
of-
down. I'm
instead
so
of-
down.
Instead of normal forest animals, I'm gonna be.
And this is
friends
the
with all
thing.
Spiders, and I'll have names for them and.
New life paths, my
Like,
friend.
life paths for that?
I don't actually know if they have life paths of the great spiders in here, but I know they have rodent, ratmen, they have trolls, they have great wolves. Oh, maybe they don't have great spiders. That's really sad. I technically have great spiders in another, like an old PDF that I got.
Try to talk and then I'm like,
Yeah, they have spiders in here, but
no, not ever.
that would be if they're like intelligent giant spiders.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if those exist in the world of the Paranati.
No.
They could. It's possible. But I mean, if you made a creepy old man who lived with the spiders in the woods, I would make that a thing. That would be fine.
Little bitty family of house spiders growing in my bed. I think there are 700 of them now.
That is so creepy. I love it. We have to make that a thing now.
Just a long,
That has to happen.
Just a long beard sort of tangled in all my
Yep.
limbs.
This is why I'm so excited about this game. Because like the Paranati is the perfect setting for this game, and we can explore the farthest reaches of it, and we could do a lot of different cool things.
Oh look, that one caught a mouse.
Oh, Betsy! Kill these intruders, please, will you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tree falls off.
I don't know.
You enjoying our weird noises?
Yeah.
Why are you lumping me in with this? Touche.
Now you started it.
No, you did, but
I didn't make noises first. Or did I? No, I made noises once you started making noises.
Becca said you're weird.
Of course I am, Becca. So are you.
That's really weird. I resent that.
You resemble that.
No. No. Don't twist my words.
We both know it's true.
Guess I'll add a toolkit for forgery.
Akey dokey.
forgery toolkit.
Oh, I have to make that come into play.
So what happens if someone finds blank?
Yeah, so what do you forge, Trevor?
I don't know. What would I forge?
I
How does
mean,
forgery
maybe
work
you
in
have
this book?
forged official documents that allow you to be a merchant.
Even though you were a smuggler, you forged your own part.
You
and
forged
became
your own
fine.
pardon.
You forged your own part and turned it into the judge, who was particularly drunk and he let you go. Or something.
That'd be pretty great. Well, you forged your own pardon and then gave it to a corrupt lawyer to present to the judge.
Wait, but how would I do that if I can't read or write?
Yeah, and that's actually an interesting question. Let me look at the forgery skill and see what the specifics of it is. Because if it's like if the way it's worded
seems to be like you have to be able to read and write, or at least write to do that. Then I'll probably give it to you, just so we can have that make sense. But let's see here. This is the thing. Like a lot of people knew how to write or read, but not necessarily both at the same time. You just, copyists a lot of times don't know how to read. They just copy the letters. Let's see here. Yeah, the forgery is the ability to copy documents, signatures, and seals flawlessly. All right, so it's not necessarily only documents.
Wait, what does it do?
Yeah, the forgery is the ability to copy documents, signatures, and seals flawlessly. So you probably have more skill in the area of signatures and seals than just full documents.
Okay.
And that's the thing, like, it takes a while to learn how to read and write, so if you do want to have those skills, you're going to have to invest skill points into them, so. I love those Joe Biden memes so much. They are some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I don't really understand why it's suddenly become a thing.
Because it's so funny.
It's like a couple of photographs of him.
Of Joe Biden and Obama interacting, and then they just make this story around it. It's great.
I mean, it's weird. Uh-oh. There are more wheels on the cover of that book.
For real? Yeah, he's for real. For real. Yeah, he was not.
They're just falling down a hill, burning,
Oh my god.
setting the grassland afire.
Win-win.
4.
What?
Well, what happens when they want to write another codex?
I don't know. It becomes a 6-wheeled carriage or something.
It's terrifying.
Any idea with the rest of that, Trev? On resources?
No. I'm sorry.
Swear word.
What? Darn, all my explosives are on the other side of this door. That must be kind of like locking your keys inside the car. It's a strictly worse class of problem. How so? You can get into a car with explosives, but car keys can't blow anything up. Well, not with that attitude.
Well, you spoiled tomorrow's comic for me.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna read that tomorrow at work. At lunchtime. But no. Now.
As MacGyver and the Mythbusters have taught us, anything can be rigged to explode.
It looks like a lot of people replace. There's an optional skill, replacing read and write with just literacy.
But again, like, because it's a medieval setting, it's very common for people who are literate to only, and I say literate as in either reading or writing, to have either one of those, but not both. And I actually like that being a convention there.
I don't know if I agree with you.
Okay. I'm the game master, though. It's
people
fine.
who
You don't have
read.
to agree with me. I just.
I mean, I don't. If you can cite some sources that show that there's only.
I mean, I'm literally in a medieval Europe
Yeah.
class right now. I've been learning all about those things. I'm literally writing a paper on medieval literacy. So I have like 6 books in my house right now that will probably all say that exact thing.
But how would you only learn to write or only learn to read?
You're a copyist.
I mean, I only learn to read,
You-
I get, but only learn to write.
But only to
Yeah.
write, it's a copyist skill.
Okay.
You learn how
can
to.
copy things,
You
but
just
I
don't
would
know what
say
they mean.
That would be forgery then, not writing.
Again,
You're not
yes, but that's the
translating
thing. Forgery is a skill that is about. What is it? Also encompassing so it's official documents, seals, and signatures. So technically, yes, it could be similar to that. But I'm assuming that the way they're doing it in there is forgery is specifically for people who are doing it illegally, all that kind of stuff, like the whole shebang of forgery being this. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to think of right now. Let me look at the skills again. Again, the thing with you and me, Trev, is I've read this book cover to cover. The rules are consistent to me. I'm just gonna stick with the rules that they have there. It's better than just trying to finagle the rules, even though they've worked these out over hours and hours and hours and days of and years of playtesting. I'm just gonna trust the book and not worry too much about the specifics.
Okay.
So forgery is a lot more about like mimicking document style, or forging stamp seals and signatures, perfectly duplicating a document in every way, not just the writing portion of it, stuff like that, which is a lot more involved and specific of like making it look like something than just copying the letters as right would be.
Wait, what?
I'm fine with giving you right, just at like I guess it would be at 3 because you would open it up at because of your perception. Just because if you want, I'm fine with just the whole thing of like if you want to copy stuff, if that makes more sense to you.
Okay.
But
well,
you don't necessarily need to read.
Thinking, I do want to be able to read, so I'm just going to take 1 off of knife and open read,
Okay.
which will open at 3 anyway because
Sure.
it's perception. So I can do right then, you said?
Yeah, and I'll just give you right for free because of
Okay.
forgery.
Cool. Thanks. So put knives down to 4 then, and then give me read at 3.
Yep.
And then I would like a set of pens and books and stuff. So
Yep.
would that?
That would just be a writing toolkit, which costs the same with the 8 points.
So what's the difference between a forgery toolkit and like a writing?
Again, like the forgery toolkit is a lot about like specifically duplicating how a document looks beginning to end with smudges even, and then like seal copying, stuff like that.
It won't let me add 2 skill toolkits. It says
You
it's,
just name it differently. On the bottom there, it has a little thing that you can
I see.
rename things.
Got it. But I guess you're gonna do the final copy. So
Yep, I've been copying these as we go. So
all right, and then I have 9 more points. Let's see. I want a pet. What kind of pets do they have then?
I mean, you're in a jungle environment, so anything you could have a monkey if you wanted.
Are there any like special creatures that only exist in your world? That would...
There are a lot of dinosaurs around this area. You could have a small little dinosaur pet if you would like.
Dinosaur?
Yeah. There's not a whole lot in the Pro-Nani world in the way of like actual like different creatures than on Earth, except for there's all the prehistoric creatures, all the extinct animals exist in this world, and giant versions of a lot of things do, but not necessarily other different creatures. So you could have like a little pteranodon or something if you wanted. It's also an option.
Okay.
What? What just happened?
Wow, I'm just thinking about the fact. So, Jared has a falconry business that, like, you know, spreads messages everywhere. But if there are pteranodons flying around,
Oh yeah.
they might just eat the the falcons.
Maybe he uses pteranodons.
Maybe he does. That'd be pretty legit. I'll have to ask him about that. And instead of falconry, he has pteranodonry.
Well, I mean, you could apply the
word
falcon.
works
No.
quite right.
No, it doesn't. What'd you say?
You could probably apply the falconry skill to the...
Mhm. I mean, it would actually be a little
Like-
different, though, because it is a reptile as opposed to a bird. There'd be specifics in that kind of, in the way you would interact with the animal that would probably be different.
True.
I have 1%.
Oh. Ah. I'll hold this half.
Stuff-wise.
Stuff-wise?
It's a dwarf's only skill. This dwarf knows his stuff. He knows all about it, where it's from, who made it, what it's made out of, everything except what it actually does. And the obs are your stuff, your friend's stuff, stuff about stuff, crap versus stuff, what stuff to pack.
Wow.
One of these days we do need to play a Burning Wheel thing with the dwarves and elves and orcs and all them.
Their setting?
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't know. I can't find a specific dinosaur thing. You know what? Maybe a monkey. Let's have a monkey.
Yeah. I love that idea. Okay, so do you have, is it like that the monkey from the Pirates of the Caribbean in Menacing, like where it's just this creepy little monkey that just like goes and steals things from people, and like because I figure you as this like this creepy smuggler looking guy with this creepy monkey.
You kind of cut out on the last part again. What?
I just picture you as this like creepy smuggler looking guy with this creepy monkey, like.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Oh, okay, so I really like this. What it should be is, Trevor, you're creepy looking. You think everybody hates you, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable by you, but you're a good guy. Connor looks completely innocent, is like just plays the part of like the innocent noble savage who just wants to help everybody out, but he's actually a complete cold-hearted murderer.
Yep.
I love that.
Pretty much.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So you get a monkey?
Yes.
What kind of monkey? Is it a monkey or an ape?
A monkey.
If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey.
Yeah. A
I mean,
monkey with
And
a...
if it has a tail, it's a monkey, not an ape.
Yes.
This is critical. This is.
I'm
the
just
most
quoting
important
VeggieTales.
distinction
That's
here.
what I'm doing right now.
Is that a cat?
It is a cat.
It is a cat. This is Becca's cat.
That's an awesome cat.
Oh, you should have an orangutan.
Touch my keyboard. Stop it.
Or a lemur.
Oh yes, a lemur.
Lemurs
Let's do
are
that.
quite different
Yes,
from apes and monkeys.
they are.
And I don't know about the extra 6. Let's see.
Anthropoids and prosimians.
Armor? Would I need armor? You think I should have armor?
You'll have armor training as a skill, so you would get odd penalties for certain things.
Oh, okay. Heck yeah.
You could take relationships if you wanted to summon aboard the ship that you knew. An NPC of some sort.
Do you get anything for having like superior quality arms and stuff?
It comes into play if we were using the fight rules, like the really involved like combat rules, but we aren't, so it's not as important.
Okay.
One of these days, we'll learn how to do the fight rules, and we'll run combat with that. But I'm thinking pretty soon in Crow Inquisitors, I'm gonna have you guys do a duel of wits, which is like fight except with words instead, which is a lot less complicated. But it's that back and forth like argument sort of thing. It's a really cool system. I really like the way it works, but the first like big debate you guys get into back in Crow Inquisitors, we'll run a duel of wits and it'll be great.
Cool. Okay. It looks like I don't really have enough points for anything as far as affiliation goes. 'Cause I have 6 points. You need 7 points for a minor reputation, 10 points for a minor affiliation. I can have a minor relationship for 5 points, but
You can. You can also have those little, what am I saying? The modifiers on the relationships there that will decrease the cost.
sure.
So if you have, a forbidden lover who is your sister, then that costs very low amount of points. Which is the reason that happened with Jared. Is he's like, it costs less. Incestuous relationship.
Wow.
I'm so excited to get into all the weird crap that all of your guys' backstories in the Crow Inquisitors stuff. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. You guys are all you all have forbidden lovers and all this crazy stuff. And then Antonius has his poor estranged wife and son that he's gonna have to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that he'd really have too much in the way of relationships.
Oh, that's sad. Makes sense though.
I guess.
Do you have like an ex-partner in crime, like smuggler buddy or something? Or are they all dead?
No.
True, yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. Is there any like organized smuggling in this? I mean, what's the background?
Definitely. There's definitely a lot of organized smuggling that happens in this area. There's various different crime syndicates and stuff, smuggling rings and stuff that happen in the area. Just think like Pirates of the Caribbean all over this region. Like that's what's happening all the time. All that kind of stuff. So.
Ooh, finery. I could just get a really nice
You could.
cloak or cape or
More than that, you could get a nice cape, nice clothes, nice rings, nice shoes. That's all that is in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just fine accoutrement.
Oh, so there aren't any modifiers for affiliation and reputation?
Nope.
Oh.
What I love about this game too is that we could literally play a whole campaign off of like playwrights or something, like a bunch of medieval playwrights who are writing plays, because there's a bunch of skills related to those things, and we could just make a whole thing off of like a series of like playwrights, actors, all these people, and like their lives. Like that could be a game.
It could.
It could be a very interesting game. Where like one of the people like wants the lead role, and so they try to kill the other guy and all this stuff. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
And with magic, it can get even more complicated.
GitHub, why you know how search function?
I don't know. Relationship or fineries?
I mean, it depends. It does sound pretty funny. Material possessions or a meaningful relationship with the person. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it'd probably be the material possessions.
Okay.
Especially if you're trying to like be looking up in the world and like getting out of your primitive like slave state that you were in. Like you want to feel like you're important and wealthy and stuff.
Let's add finery. And we'll say that's a combination of like books and nice looking clothes and things. Not over the top, but
Sure. What does your resources say on that sheet now? If you go up to the stats and attributes, what does the resources say on there?
Where stats and attributes, resources says B0. What is that?
All right, so you have 0 resources, but all of this has been funded by Jared, so you don't have to worry about money anyway.
Oh wait, should I not? So if I don't buy things, does that?
Yeah,
go
you
up?
need property, reputation, or affiliation to get resource points. It's divided by 15 usually. So like how many resource points you spend on those 3 things divided by 15 is the resources exponent you get.
Oh, like reputation and
Reputations,
so
affiliations, and property.
Oh, okay. Well, now that I think about it, let's see property. Because I had a shop, so
Yeah, it's true.
I do.
unless is this like a long-term thing? Would I have like sold the business to go on this?
Maybe, yeah. Because it's the thing, like all of your funding for this expedition came from Jared, so maybe it's a situation where like you don't have a lot of money to your name right now, and this is all of your finances are riding on this venture.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, if it was like a long-term thing anyway, and I
Right.
didn't have that large of a business, I'd probably just sell it and then end up wherever we're going to and start anew from there. So.
Josh.
How old are you? Not telling. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Question mark?
Okay, I think that's good then. Is there any way, like, in the game to increase your resources and stuff? Or?
Yeah, basically you have to make resource tests, successful resource tests, so it advances like a skill. And you can get your skill up from 0 to 1 by getting cash die and like adding bonus dice to that roll and then succeeding on any roll, and then you would bump it up to 1, and then you would just keep, you would buy things or, you know, stuff like that, and then you can keep bumping it up. You make successful resource tests to like acquire possessions or keep your lifestyle running, stuff like that.
But could you just use your skills in like a job? And
Yeah, because let me look here. Resources is a whole system in and of itself.
Because like, what if I just had cash?
Yeah, so cash is a cash die. It's a dice worth, and you can add it as bonus dice to resources rolls. When resources ability is tested, though, it represents the character spending a little cash, but also calling on his friends or family for loans or references, checking his accounts, and applying his reputation into the bargain, like all of that stuff. So it's an abstraction of all those things. When you're like, so only successful tests count towards advancement. A lot of times you'll, like, every time you do a lifestyle test, like at the end of a month or a season or whatever, we kind of decide as you have to keep of your the way you live. That's resource tests, and a lot of times, like, if you succeed on that, then you keep advancing it. If you add, again, like adding cash die to things, you can a lot of times you can do a lot of skills like accounting. Could probably be used to, like, sell yourself off with that skill to gain cash die, and then you could, like, oh hey, now I have cash die, I'm gonna make a resource test to, like, keep up my lifestyle. All right, I got an advancement. There you go. I can bump it up, kind of a thing. It's all that abstraction of all those different things.
Okay. Because I don't know. It seemed kind of like, okay, yeah, I don't own any property or anything, but
right, yeah.
What if I had, like, I mean, I could sell off my clothes.
And then, again, that's the thing. Like, with a medieval world, money is a lot less important than property and reputations and stuff like that. And that's why it's kind of separated in that way. Obviously, you're spending some money a lot of the times when you're doing resource tests, but money is, again, the cash die is like a abstraction of, hey, here's a chunk of cash that I found. Like, you get a treasure chest full of gold. All right, it's a cash die. Then I could spend, to buy something or whatever. Or you can just keep it, and then, if you get into a situation where, like, oh, I have to keep my lifestyle up. All right, I'll add this bonus dice, spend this money. You could also, like, use it as a bribe and stuff like that. So, again, it's all an abstraction of that kind of stuff. So,
do you think I'd have cash rather than clothes? I'm thinking about it.
That's one of the weirdest questions you've ever asked me, Trevor. I mean, you could,
The answer to that question is no.
So this is the thing, like, I feel like Dragonbloods don't necessarily need to wear clothes, but you probably would, because you're trying to be civilized, right? Like, you're trying to, like, be moving up in the world.
Say hi to Twitch.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Twitch.
And it doesn't have to be, like, a literal shirt and pants, too.
Right.
It could just be, like, a fancy jewelry or something.
Yep.
Gold chain. Or...
So,
real quick, I'm going to bed because I have to wake up at 8 for work, or I have to be at work at 8. But when you go to bed, we're gonna put Trevor. We're gonna put Lucky in the bathroom so he doesn't get out on you guys. And so then when you go to bed, just make sure that you open up the door, and don't open up the door until after Josh leaves.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
You want the door open?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Got it.
Good night.
See ya. Alright.
Okay, I think I'm good then.
Is that it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Last thing then, beliefs, instincts. What do you believe, Trevor?
Oh yeah. Is that? It's not on here.
Yeah, it's not in here. I'll go ahead and write it down as we kind of figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Excuse me.
I have a list of things here, of questions I can ask you to get you thinking about it. If you have a secret about your character, you can make belief about that. If you have an object or artifact that's very important to your character, if there's an NPC who's important to you, if you're interested in or care about another player character, if there's something your character wants to learn or gain, or if you have a philosophy for your character. I'm assuming that you'll probably have something along the lines of, I want this business venture to succeed, you know.
Yeah.
So what exactly is the business venture?
I don't know exactly. You know what I was thinking before we knew the princess thing, I thought maybe it was something that I had like stumbled upon in my smuggling time that I could go back on and
Okay.
I'll profit off of that. I don't know what that would be necessarily.
I mean, right? Like it could be maybe like treasure of some sort or religious icons or something like that you can't really sell here, but you could pawn somewhere else. Right? Like that's totally a thing that could happen.
True. Mm-hmm.
It could be that you've stolen a bunch of things from someone. It could be legitimate merchandise of some sort, such as trying to think of what would be commonly exported from the area. Maybe like chocolate, like cocoa beans or something, or I mean, yeah, there probably is like gold jewelry, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
He's a nerd.
Addie says you're a nerd.
Of course. Love you, Mads.
Love you too. I'm mad at you.
Why?
Did you even know Emily was at our house today? You know, Emily, the really funny, socially awkward one? I love her.
Emily Fire?
No, the other one. I don't know her last name. It's Emma's coworker from Hallmark.
Oh.
Yeah, she was at your house today. Congratulations. And she was awesome. It was
Oh,
hilarious.
okay. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Because you're downstairs doing this nerd stuff.
Sorry. Trevor's
Nerd
taking
stuff for the win.
Trevor's taking forever to make his character.
Sorry.
Alright,
No,
well,
it's fine.
Trevor's fault. Okay, then Trevor, you're a nerd.
I knew this would happen. Trevor always takes a long time to make characters. He's very detailed about everything. So it's just who you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Would it be something that I have right now? I was originally thinking like something that I had seen, like a destination on the smuggling that would have something that we could go and either trade for to bring back and then sell, or get and then somehow like you said, a forest of cocoa trees or something, or an ancient ruin,
Right.
perhaps, or maybe an abandoned smuggler's cove that they left a bunch of stuff at. And
I think that's exactly what it is. I like that a lot. I think that is what it is. Like, I think maybe you've been a little not forthcoming with what exactly the venture's gonna be, or maybe you've just directly lied about it. But yeah, okay. So if it is a smuggler's cove, which makes total sense for your backstory, what would you have told Jared to get him to finance the whole thing?
What would what?
What would you have told Jared to get him to finance the whole thing?
I don't know. But I would have. I mean, I'm not. I can't really let's see. Like, I don't have falsehood trained, so I'm really bad at persuading. So the only, I don't think I would have been able to lie to him per
Mhm.
se, as
Mhm.
far as.
Yeah, I don't think you would have either.
Well, if he wasn't okay with this, he probably wouldn't have gone
Okay, then,
on.
I mean, we can just
But I
assume that he
think-
was okay with it then, if we wanted to.
Yeah, maybe it was a. I was thinking it's one that's abandoned. Like maybe
Yep.
they left a bunch of stuff at it during a storm or
Sure.
something, which drove everyone away.
Mhm.
But then they forgot about.
Or they
the
like
stuff.
all died in the storm, like as they were trying to escape in the boat or something. You know.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Well,
yeah,
then-
maybe you could just
yeah.
you told him about all this, and you convinced him, hey, like this is all for the taking. We don't know who it belongs to, so it's not like we're obligated to like bring it back to them. You know, if they're stolen goods, you know, like we can just take it and go sell it. You know,
Mhm.
they're completely legitimate. And because we didn't have to pay for them, the tariffs probably don't, you know, like we don't care about the tariffs because we can manage with those. We didn't have to pay anything for these goods, so you know. Of course, you're gonna get there and it's not gonna be there, but we'll see. No, I'm kidding. We'll see how the narrative goes, but I'm just thinking of all the ways that this story could go horribly, horribly wrong.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. That's my job, man. Okay, cool. So do you want to just have a belief basically along the lines of, I will make sure the venture succeeds, and then some sort of like first task to make sure that happens?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, or well. Yeah. Yeah, that would work. I'm just. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I could word that into a more like reputation type thing. Or
Sure.
well, we could put that as a different.
Yeah, that's what I was
one.
thinking actually. Yeah.
As far as like, I want it to succeed,
Sure.
but then I also.
I want to build.
I want.
Yeah, I want to build a positive reputation.
Yeah.
I will start by successfully.
Conning people.
Well, I will start by leading a successful venture. That can be like the long term belief of the whole thing, like the long term goal.
Either that, or as far as the smuggler thing goes, either an abandoned cove, or I was thinking like more legitimate things. Perhaps we found like an island with a civilization that has a lot of something that they're willing to trade, like I don't know, gold or something.
Okay.
But they have no knowledge of how valuable it is and willingly trade for like cloth.
Yeah, so I have a perfect idea of who those people would be, but unfortunately that would create a way bigger scope for this adventure than I think is reasonable. I think we should just try to limit it to, hey, go pick up something, go sell it. Because the real interesting things I think that are going to happen is just what's happening on the boat while all this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
So I'll make sure the venture succeeds. Maybe I will start by leading. I will start by bringing us to the Smuggler's Cove. And then I want to build a positive reputation. I'll start by leading a successful venture. Those look good.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so you have two separate ones?
Yep. So I'll make sure the venture succeeds. I'll start by bringing us to the Smuggler's Cove, and then I want to build a positive reputation. I will start by leading a successful venture. So basically, you have this belief as like, hey, I want to build a reputation, and that's like the overarching goal. And then you have, all right, I want to make sure this venture succeeds. Like that's just a separate like, this is a good business venture kind of thing. And then,
Well, if you are going to split it into two, I don't know. I think the reputation one would be a more immediate focus thing.
okay, sure. So I want to build a positive reputation. So what you'll do is
I
by
still need to meet everyone. I've
Sure,
been holed up
right,
in my
right, yeah.
cabin because I'm so nervous.
I will start by gaining the respect of my crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell
And then
me you
there's the
like
whole
my cooking
princess
and I'll be
thing
your
going
slave for
on,
life.
and I gotta cover for that too.
Yeah. Did you hear
My
Josh?
character is not in a very good state of mind. at the
Yeah.
moment.
Just tell me you like my cooking and I'll be your slave for life.
All right, cook. I haven't met yet.
You also haven't tasted my cooking yet. You may be unable to pull off that falsehood.
What was that?
You also haven't tasted my cooking yet. You may not be able to pull off that falsehood.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trained in falsehood at all. So you'll know.
Again, he's not trained in observation either, so.
Caleb. So this guy photoshopped a fancy gaming chair into his Twitch stream.
He just photoshopped it in.
Uh-huh. Well,
Oh,
then he
dear.
turned... Then, I'm not sure if he did that on purpose or not, but then he turned it into a joke. And he added more chairs. And her on
Oh dear.
That's one,
So,
2, 3,
one more belief then?
Yeah, one more belief.
6 chairs and a gorilla.
And these are goals.
Yeah, so if you have a secret about your character, an object or artifact that's important to you, an NPC or player character that's important to you, something you want to learn or gain, like a skill.
So these aren't attitudes then? These are...
They can be, but like all of them will have a goal attached to it. So it's like
Well,
something I believe and what I'm
isn't
going to
there-
do about it.
Like, I have to pick 3 traits, right? What are the other 3 again? I forgot.
3 instincts.
Instincts, yeah. And those are more like attitudes, right?
Those are more like reactionary things, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So if this happens, I will react to it this way, stuff like that.
I feel like, because I didn't really get caught up in drama, I always just stayed in my old lane, and then people would tell me, like, this.
Also, if you have a philosophy for your character, this would be the place to write it. So, like, I believe in this thing, therefore I will do this thing.
Yeah, everyone would catch me up of what's happening with the group, and I feel like, why? But I went along with it, and I do it, like, sincerely.
Should I either have something about the princess here, or about trying to overcome the stigma of being a dragonborn?
Either one could work.
Dragon. Whatever. Is it dragonborn? Did you say it?
Dragon blood, yeah.
Dragon blood, yes.
For me, what started with, like, the thing is, like, you, like, I had to
Either one, yeah.
The princess would be more like immediate goal thing.
Yeah, okay, because
I
you
need to
have...
deal with this
Yeah, because
situation.
you have I want to build a positive reputation, I feel like that kind of is attached to the whole stigma thing. So you could probably just, make a belief about the princess.
Okay, yeah. Like, I want to help these people, but let's see how would you word that.
So basically the situation as it stands right now is you are sequestering this princess where no one will find her and bringing her to... So, like, you're going to go to the Smuggler's Cove and then probably go to, either Lucerta or a Teconi place or what, we can decide that. And then drop her off there. That's basically the plan. But then Adam's character is basically pretending to be a sailor.
Okay, so
In the meantime.
Yeah, he could fit in, but a lady probably.
Yeah, the lady wouldn't be able to. Absolutely not. And really, he's not doing a very good job of it either. But
No. Okay.
You remember that? Because I was so like,
So yeah, something like I want to help these people, but it can't interfere with the mission. I need to watch my own reputation as well.
We
Like,
had
I don't know.
spots in the lunchroom. Like, and if you sat in a different person's spot, you were seriously disrespecting them.
so I want to help these people, but it can't interfere with the mission. What's like your goal? What are you gonna do?
I'm pretty sure we all did. When you had date with someone, you sat in your spot. I feel like.
For now, well, have I found a place for the princess to stay yet? Like a safe hiding spot?
I'm assuming that you have because that's what you've just been away from everybody for the whole day basically.
Okay. Well, I guess once the material stuff is set away, like the logistics of
Right.
where she's hiding and stuff, it would be who can I trust with this information.
Right. Okay, but it can't interfere with the mission. I will find someone that I can trust to put my confidence in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. That should be fun. Instincts?
Let's see. I guess it would be like
Yeah. And we have the defense sign. I found that the other day.
something about like always assume.
I will find
I always assume that others
We made a defense sign for the swim
just like let's see words.
I was her third wheel.
Always assume that people think the worst of me.
This is during that era.
Yes. Yes.
I wrote a book. When all the swimmers were walking by. Yeah. And they're all.
You poor soul.
What?
I was talking to you, Trevor. You poor soul. You just you just have self-worth issues. People seem to love you. Yeah, they're always, never, if/then.
Could do something about like the numbers never lie kind of a deal. Like
Always trust the numbers.
Yeah. How about that's how I figured out that the Smuggler Cove thing existed. Like suddenly there was a loss of all this stuff that was unaccounted
You
for.
tracked the money trail. That is great. See, the way he found out about the Smuggler's Cove is he found a discrepancy in like the money trail. Oh, that's so good.
You found those 3 missing pennies.
Yeah, well, exactly. He was like, because you're a smuggler, so you know how that stuff works. You know where the smuggled goods go. You know how it all works, and so you found the discrepancies in that, and you're like, oh, no one's there anymore. We might, and then maybe you've sent people to like check and make sure, hey, and then they find out, hey, there's a bunch of goods here waiting to be taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so
that's like a quick brief history of this stupid person.
The problem with this game is that I don't think we're gonna have enough time to just dig into these characters. I think what we're gonna probably have to do, we'll do like that quick 4-session. The voyage is the whole thing, and it will be very quick, very fast paced. But I won't kill all your characters off or anything like that. We'll leave it as like okay, this is kind of done, but there's this openness that we could come back to it later. Because I do think we should come back to it later.
Yeah, that was that's what I thought the original thing was. This would be like the episodic in between.
It should be, yeah. It really should be, and I think that's a good idea. Yeah, that when not everybody can make it, then yeah, we could do a hiatus thing or whatever.
For the last one,
They also do the same thing. But we were on the bottom rung. We were in the middle. What? We were in the middle. Oh well, yeah, because we had like Breck. Breck was beautiful. Breck and Bailey. Breck and Bailey. Yeah. And I was just the loud, obnoxious one. I was popular with band kids. Yeah, you were popular with band kids. I was popular with people. No, you had a ton of kids. No, I didn't. I had one close friend. I had Kendall. You were popular with like Dominic and Kendall and Jenna. I wasn't friends with Jenna at all. They liked me. Yeah, and that's the thing. Kendall liked a lot of people. Kendall was super.
I don't know. Something about like I tend to seek solitude over
Yeah, I'm really hot. I'm gonna put on
other
shorts.
things.
Maybe like
Like house.
if they're
Something about my reading and
like what?
books. I don't
Oh,
know.
reading. I thought you said
Just like
breeding.
Yeah. Breeding.
Raising spiders too.
Like what?
He's raising spiders too.
Okay.
So maybe like if there's a choice between being social and reading, I choose reading. Or something like that, something
Well,
snarky.
No, well, I kind of meant that as an either or. So if
Okay.
it's either solitude or like reading, what if another thing he's paranoid about is other people knowing that he can read?
Oh, I
Be a
like
weird
it.
thing? Like,
Yeah. Because it's not something that Dragon Bloods are expected to know how to do, right? Even more so than just the average peasant. It's like, no Dragon Bloods know how to read. What are you talking about?
I think he just
Yeah.
likes doing the on wigs.
although that might be an
I'm
asset
just-
too
'cause
as
he's
far as
still,
reputation goes.
That's
Like,
true.
Hey, I can
This is
read,
so, like-
so I'm.
Peter Evans.
Yeah. You could probably have it either way. It probably makes the most sense to have that be because again, like people are inconsistent, right? Like you could have that paranoid thing and it's very inconsistent with the rest of like, that would probably help your reputation, but maybe you just have this paranoia about it for whatever reason.
Yeah. He's always just. I mean, I do have the paranoid trait too. So
Literally, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, he's
Yeah.
like.
Never let people know that I can read.
Yeah. Or what do you mean?
Yeah, or like I'm
Girl, or-
embarrassed
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, try and keep it secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either that or the solitude one. Other one. What did I have for the other two traits? I forgot.
Traits
The worst
I
and
think he
or instincts, you mean?
never lie.
Always
Yeah.
assume that people think the worst of me and always trust the numbers.
And like gender fluid or agender or just genderless. It's just kind of
Yeah. Okay.
You just look at Facebook and you're like, oh, it's that's now.
So then I have those two and
Oh yeah, it's Rip.
never let anyone know that I can read.
Yep.
It was,
All right, then my last question for you then is, what naming scheme do you use? Do you have a native name or do you have a cultural like Verudian name?
Yeah.
I can't like him. I mean, this is a lot.
What's the naming scheme
I've
for both?
never
As far as
The Verudian is kind of Greco-Roman, just anything within that scheme is kind of broad. And the natives are Mayan
Like a drama
in naming scheme and culture.
care that I was on the bottom rung or
Okay.
whatever. I just was like happy to like with my friends and like we'd have a good time.
I wonder if I probably kept my
But like the only thing that really bothered me is they were
Dragon
friends,
Blood
so I'm
name as a
pretty sure
first
we
name and then
hang
added
around
a
because they could-
Verudian family name.
last name. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a letter.
And those are the people I don't really talk to anymore. So
D.
well, I mean, it's life. Anyway, we should probably
Let's see here.
Just me and Becca like we're walking, which we've already done, and it's already been a trip. So it's always a trip with you. Like a trip to
That's not what I'm looking for.
movies. Can we go?
Come on now. Welcome with me here.
Do you like our dog? Do you like our pet?
Yeah, totally.
Never gonna use this.
What about Dana? Like that.
Because then like you have like a good rest to like.
What'd you say?
TV.
What about Dana? That's an indigenous Mexican name.
Dana.
It means stream.
Are those names that you typed into the thing? Oh, I see. Wait, you can't see me?
Oh, that was from way long ago.
Oh, I see. Dunno.
Oh, it's because I've been spending like I'm sorry, but like I'm.
I don't know. What are some other options?
Yeah, I'm trying to. There's not a whole lot here.
I feel mad. No, you're done now. Excuse me. I still love you. You're not in there.
Here we go.
Who are the people with the pillows?
Here's a list of names.
You're very open body language, like.
You're like, come at me. I don't know. I think it was the job.
Oh, I have way more confidence now because of my job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I visibly I stand more confidently, I talk more directly to people and look them in the eye.
Like maybe it's.
I think it's a mixture of a whole bunch of things. Like the moving out of your house, the job, the living independently, being able to express yourself with zero judgment. Except how's Harry Potter going? She started it once I moved in, and that
Oh,
bookshelf.
Uichi-kin.
But second. She started 3 other books. I know. I can literally blow through the entire Harry Potter series in a book if I really set my mind to it. Have you ever read Percy Jackson? Hi,
Hello,
honey.
kitty.
What?
Look at all of these people. Pay attention to me. Maybe you're just getting the personality of your cat.
Yeah.
Any of those spark your interest?
Kind of like the Ixmacon. Or,
I mean, if that.
Balam. No. Oh, what's that one? There.
Yeah, feel free to mash these together too.
Easel.
Names, but I've never been happy with anything coming out of a name generator.
Yeah. That's why I like mixing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just get random syllables.
Because half the names they pronounce are either unpronounceable or not practically pronounceable.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I really don't like names that aren't practically pronounceable. You know?
Wait, what's the name of your cat again?
Fantasy characters.
No, the other one.
Ooh, this is an interesting name. This means war chief.
Yeah.
Cadmail.
Name your character after Kitty's real name.
Fabio.
Sure.
Fabio means bean farmer.
Just
Really?
Rah,
Yeah.
Sophistication is bean farm.
rah, rah.
You're all an insult to the Hebrew language.
I almost got it.
Ching chong, ching chong.
Had been. Found that one with are you using fantasynamegenerators.com?
I just
Nah, just kind of going around to random stuff.
Momjunction.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that is actually where I am right now. I'm at momjunction.com for baby names.
Wow.
Ooh, Kolel is the goddess of bees.
2-pack.
The Warriors wolf tail. I can't do that to
Really?
myself. I love
Wow.
myself too much.
Okay, once it grows like, a little
Wackato.
bit longer, the fringes are gonna stop touching that sensitive part. Like you just have to wait it out like 3 more months. Your hair is doing so well. It's so healthy. Remember in the beginning when you couldn't even put it in?
Yeah.
If you get it cut, you're not gonna be something.
I know, I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Kaylin.
It's terrible.
Kaylin. How do they pronounce the variable or the vowels? Do you know?
I have no idea.
That's what bothers me is when they don't use English transliterations. They just say match vowels to
Yeah.
people use them. It's like, I mean, I get it. It makes sense for them to read it, but it does not make sense for us to
Like
read
this one, like Ba'alam kini ich ab e mak in nachan kalumte ba'alam.
Yep.
So
That
many
one's actually
apostrophes.
extra. That one's excellent. It has 2 extra apostrophes.
Random apostrophes for no reason.
Or there was that one
Um,
there that has Unicode characters in it. Never rendered properly.
Yep.
Anything but
probably go with Cadmail.
Cadmail, yeah, I like that one too.
Cadmail. Yeah.
So you had a last name that was
You're like,
I'm not gonna show you the song I was gonna show you.
no,
That
you
was-
should do it.
Yeah.
like Greco-Roman. Okay, let's.
Yeah, she keeps on showing me these obscure indie bands, and I won't listen to them. And then, but she doesn't say she's a hit. Even though no one
I
heard
actually have a name generator
I
app.
don't
I do. It just doesn't have Mayan names.
I literally
It has
like, it
Aztec
took-
names.
I've just gotten
So I'll pop some things in here.
8 years of my life.
That's-
Make it automatic. Get one that would automatically copy. And then you can
Probably.
just directly
Like, I
paste
can't
it.
listen to new bands.
Okay, Josh, I'm not as cool as you, alright?
I'll be like, now,
Oh, what?
now I'm gonna go back to like early 2000s. And then I do.
Yep, this chair is definitely unswiveling itself. It's getting away.
And I just.
Actually, that's spelled like that.
They're gonna be dropped. I just wanted to look at the thing. Hi, honey.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool? They redo like classical music into jazz.
Oh, that's fun. Are you gonna come join me?
Technically, Latin names would also qualify here.
It sounds very classical.
So, like
I
Cassia.
genuinely like it though. Like I'm kind of hipstery. You pointed. Remember the day when you made me come to that realization? Because I
When we
do.
were talking about the curves.
What? We were in my room, and I'm just like, you're just like, stop being so hipster. I'm not a hipster. And then you're just like, do you do this thing? I'm like, you do this thing? Do you do this thing?
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh. I'm
glad
kind of
I brought-
hipster.
I'm glad I brought growth into your life.
But yeah. But I'm not that much of a hipster. I still like One Direction. So like kills it. Right in its tracks.
You're like a sentimental hipster.
Again, this side of the bell curve. So you know the bell curve of when people like things? And there's like the early birds, and then it gets really popular, the peak of its popularity. I'm on this side. Almost always. Like, you know, when High School Musical first hit the thing, and we were all like,
Just
like,
choose something, Trevor.
Like fourth
I don't
grade,
know.
I
I'm
added
dating him. Why would he choose?
And then in 7th grade, I actually watched the movie, and I literally was just like, this. So this side of the bell curve for everything.
Oh, wait a second.
No, it's still like One Direction.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Popped it up because I have my little window here.
OBS is
Mhm.
cool.
Yep. you notice that it's over here, but it's actually right there.
Than I thought.
Yeah.
Everyone judges me. She judged me slightly.
So yeah, this is just a window capture that I've cut off right there and put right there. Because this is all this window is, okay, I can just kind of pop it anywhere.
Either Phyllis or Xenos. Which one? One of those two.
So,
Probs.
you can do whatever you please.
I don't know. Either one.
But
Josh, you have an opinion? Rossos or Xenos?
Go with the R as opposed to the X, only because
right now,
X,
I've been mostly listening to.
in
What'd
my
you say?
experience, going with the R as opposed to the X, only because in my experience, the X tends to be, you know, you think of xenophobia and that sort of idea,
They're like,
talking about something
they're like,
other than
tension.
yourself. Something other and out there and weird, and maybe that's not what you're trying for your character.
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
And so,
I think
you don't-
Cadmiel Rossos sounds
you don't
cool.
want your character to be specifically.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. I'll stop.
No, I get you, yeah.
No, but I can keep going. Yeah.
So, let's see here. You are 20 years old. Real life Baz.
Do Dragon Bloods age the same way as 20
Yes, they do.
I think I'm
Yep.
slightly looking at cats.
Okay.
Because literally, Dragon Bloods are just basically cursed humans from way back when.
I need to read the books this world.
The-
I need to read all your books now.
I haven't written. Well, okay, I've written some. I just don't have finished
I
things.
need to read the whole series. All the series. I need to learn this universe.
Well, we're playing role-playing games in it. That's how we're learning
I
it.
know, but all I get is hints and references for the most part.
Yeah, I have so much written about this world, though.
And then little bitty specialized bits and pieces here and there, but nothing, no
I remember
cosmology
Savannah
for the
because
world
of the
yet. No grand.
I know
Grand
all of the
politics and
cosmology.
geology.
I know the grand politics and geology. Oh, I know it, man. I know all of it.
Geography, topology,
And Savannah left early. And I was
sociology.
sleeping on the floor.
What
and
is
she was
happening? I need to know more.
I somehow woke up on the
Let's see.
recliner. I had no recollection of going there. It was the creepiest thing that had ever happened to me.
It's cool. That looks like it's it.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were
Cool.
there.
Anything else?
Or like,
I don't think so.
Oh, I need a picture. Let's see. So should I look up lizard folk?
Yeah, look up. What color do you want to be?
Really?
I don't know.
Because I've taken only
Purple. No, lavender.
Purple. That would be interesting,
That would be
actually.
pretty interesting.
I wasn't very good at solo sleepovers. No. I wasn't. Yeah.
Ooh,
But they weren't very
that's
fun.
actually a pretty cool picture.
We had good talks. We did. We had good talks.
Right there.
Confused. Oh.
Better than, like, dumb fun. Anyway.
Ooh,
Well, I mean,
Dragon
that's
Ball.
not too, but
Yeah. Dumb Fun connects you in hindsight.
don't fall asleep. That
Oh,
kid.
Dungeons and Dragons! Thank you for giving us so much cool fantasy art.
Dungeons and Dragons plus Deviant Art.
I still. Why? Why do reptilian females have breasts? Why? Why do they do this?
There's a term for that.
Because there's still, I don't know. Yeah, there's no reason.
There's no reason.
Anthropomorphism.
Yeah, it's anthropomorphism, but we don't know. It's not.
There are rules to how anthropomorphism must work, obviously.
And it's like, I know Dragonborns are technically warm-blooded, but that does not make them not reptiles.
If anyone, if that is.
Well, I mean, weren't Dragon Bloods originally? I thought they had kind of the same thing where they were originally humans and then they were like blessed by Bahamut or something.
Yeah, that was in 3.5. I don't know if that's still the case for 4th edition, though. 4th edition and onward.
Because if they originated as humans, yeah, it makes sense they keep
Sure,
the same
yes.
physiological structure.
Your room
So.
and your
Just with scales.
a little bit.
Because that makes everything awesome.
Exactly.
I don't think they show lizard folk women as having.
No, they
breasts,
don't.
do they?
Gross. It's like really in your ear, Dad. Oh, she liked it. She's like, I don't like Oprah's judgment. Don't eat the popcorn. She won't.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pop this over to your screen, Trevor. What about this?
That's gonna. Yeah, all those crazy explosive Google links.
Yep.
Now, if this were Slack or Zulip, you'd just be able to drop in the. You just actually be able to use your computer, copy the image, and it'd show up.
Yeah.
I love Zulip so much.
Oh,
It's such a cool platform.
Lizard folk riding a triceratops. That is the rest. I guess it's not a triceratops. It's some sort of ceratopsian.
That is. Oh.
Yeah, I know. A Styracosaurus. That's what that is.
Okay. No, I was not thinking along those lines.
I don't see.
What? Four-armed. What is that?
Where's the image that you want? Because that linked to the whole blog post.
Oh, you need to actually.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, I see on the blog post the one you picked for Connor's actually way at the bottom.
Yeah. Where did it go? Oh no, was it?
Go back up. Good.
Was it the kobold with the cape on?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, actually, that looks. That does look pretty. Yeah, as far as what I was thinking. Maybe a little elongated as far as like the snout and stuff, but yeah. Just like how he's wearing a cape. And all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you sleep on? How would you let your family know? Jello?
I would go in the closet. Say, Mom, Cat.
Okay, you got to do a cool accent, Trevor.
Was going to.
What?
And then I forgot. And then you
I have a cool accent.
Got to do a cool accent.
Do a cool accent?
Yeah, you got to do a cool accent.
What kind of accent?
No, for your character.
Oh, this is definitely Photoshop CC.
Oh,
They
okay.
went flat. Not all the way. It's weird. And scary.
Then I'd just die. There's no way to survive. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't tell anybody. What? Would I step in some paint?
I'm like running out of time.
And then like my whole body is paint. It's horrible.
What's great about having the what's it called? Subscription to Roll20 is that you can throw millions of files onto this thing and it will take all of them.
Nice.
It's great. So much space. Well, there is a limit, but like a bunch of like pictures aren't gonna fill it up very fast.
If you're uploading VODs, that might be.
Yeah, I mean, I there's no place to upload those onto Roll20,
No
so.
reason to either. You'd be
You just
surprised
want
what
to
you can fit
be
into a
the don't
PNG
you?
file. I'm serious though.
Yeah, no, I
It's
know.
not terminated,
Yep.
so you can actually literally print malware into the back end of a PNG file.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And then someone on the other end can extract the malware from your PNG file, and
So that you can't avoid
you have
the bus.
officially
So,
destroyed.
okay, right now, if I was home alone and I got shoved out of bed,
It's a terrifying format.
this happened in my
Sometimes.
sleep.
What about
It happened
this?
where I am.
Lizard in a
Or
suit.
like,
A lizard in a suit?
I'd probably suffocate.
What? That was not what I was expecting at all.
This is not what I was expecting to see either.
So long.
How does he fit into those shoes?
Magic.
That's not how lizard feet
Anthropomorphism.
works.
Anthropomorphism.
Yeah. I don't like anthropomorphism sometimes. Except for Zootopia was pretty dang cool.
I've only seen the first couple minutes.
I
of Zootopia.
loved that movie.
Toothpaste.
I need to watch movies with people because I can't get myself interested in movies on my own.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just gonna sit here.
We all
and be
we all
embarrassed by
gotta
the
go
characters'
see Rogue One
antics.
together, right?
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Right, Trev?
Yeah.
We all gotta
Yeah.
see Rogue One together.
Mhm.
In Madison, it'll be great.
Same theater.
Well, no, we should go to the other.
The
There's
big-
one in Sun Prairie, because that's even better.
There's
I
the
love
one
that
with the Marcus near me has the ultra screen DLX still, so it's
Mm.
like IMAX but not quite.
Oh, that plant outside's dead.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That's cool looking.
What are we gonna do with it?
You need to right click.
I know how to. Oh,
Okay.
I know how to do it. Stop, I know what I'm doing.
I've been out
It's
there
all
once.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright, he's cool looking.
Where would
Or
about
she. I mean, I can't
It's
tell.
true. Is lizard.
What's cool looking?
I'll send you this one.
What's cooking? Good looking?
Beans.
Did you just say good looking? You
What?
just said good looking, right?
Yeah. What cool looking?
Ah,
Yeah.
dang it.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too.
That one's cool looking too.
Mhm.
Except you're an accountant, so.
The world's scariest accountant.
Alright, I should actually probably be getting to bed kind of
Fine.
soon
Yeah.
here, so. Yeah, you should probably.
I was gonna go to bed before midnight tonight. It's okay.
You go to bed
I will
at
still-
12:30.
I will still beat my goal of going to bed before 3 a.m.
There you
so
go, that's good.
It'll be a marked improvement over the other night.
Okay. Well,
Alright, well, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
so we are doing the session tomorrow.
Same time, same bat time, same bat channel.
And
Are we-
Chase
When were we gonna
was
switch to
Richie's shoulder
Thursdays?
while she was on
Or
her
were we
phone.
gonna
December.
And, like, a girly number fires
December?
that
Yep.
day.
Okay.
What we should do-
So we'll keep because the Mondays still work for everybody until except for David until then. We're gonna like Connor and Jared are gonna start like the process of switching over their schedules like mid-November, or at least however long it will take to get that switched over,
Thursdays
and then and then at the start of November we'll start back on the Crow Inquisitors.
Let them be.
Because if we switch in December, though, that's that kind of ruins, at least for me, the point of switching to Thursdays, because by then school will be almost over.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursdays will be because then I wanted to go to university on Thursdays.
I don't know. Just thinking. Just because I also have a bunch of grading to
Right.
finish. I should have gotten done today, and I thought we'd be done a little sooner. But
I did too.
it's 11 o'clock now.
I mean, I would just like to point out that this is not my fault. You're just a
I
very
know,
detail-oriented
I know.
person who likes to take a long time to do things like this.
Because you're making your person. Like, you're stuck with them for the rest of the campaign.
I spent 45 minutes on mine.
Same
Yeah.
same as Adam. Adam spent 45 minutes.
3 characters, right? This
Hmm.
one?
And Trevor spent 3.5 hours.
I don't think I ever died.
You didn't die?
Gotta make sure the characters get
Like, literally, an entire session's worth of play.
Well, we weren't pushing
Into
him
your
to go
character.
any faster.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, aside from heckling him every once in a while.
Yeah. Alright, we should
Yeah.
should go to bed
Okay.
and stuff.
I will
I need
talk
to
to you tomorrow.
Alright, see ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.